Chapter 1340. The Blue Lightning Flood Dragon Patriarch was at the 7 stars of the Great Void Stage. He was only at the 4 stars of the Great Void Stage. Lin Xian had the cultivation of the Great Void Stage. With the enhancement of a divine rank martial skill, wasn't it easy to severely injure a 4 stars of the Great Void Stage? The Blue Lightning Flood Dragon Patriarch's pupils suddenly constricted. However, he couldn't dodge at all. This was in the water. He couldn't make it in time. Puff, the terrifying thunder and lightning sent him, along with many of the surrounding blue lightning flood dragons, flying. Those with lower realms were instantly killed, and those with higher realms were directly injured. Law of destruction. Bang! In the next moment, the heart of the Tier 7 expert exploded. Instant kill. This was the opportunity Lin Xian had been waiting for. Run! Run! When the remaining blue lightning flood dragons saw their patriarch die so inexplicably, they scattered and fled. The cyan blood flood dragon behind them stared at Lin Xian and the others in shock. Let's deal with this place first. Okay. 3 hours later, the 7 of them lay on an island on the sea to rest. They were exhausted. They were really exhausted. If these two forces hadn't just started fighting, it would have been very tiring for us to fight. Xiao Xinue said. It's okay. It's mainly because we've been releasing our spirit energy to act. Lin Xian. That's true, but it's really difficult. Even if that Tier 7 Great Void Stage expert wasn't in his peak state and you found an opportunity to instantly kill him, the remaining ones were also very difficult for us to fight. Lin Xian nodded. After all, a few heavenly venerables fighting a few Great Void Stage experts was really not bragging. It was very, very difficult. However, these were not the top Great Void Stage experts, so they could fight. I'll go mark the map. Lin Xian sat up and marked the information of destroying these 2 SSS rank forces. When this information was marked, the others were stunned when they saw the map. What? They destroyed the 2 SSS rank forces here? Duan Ling Xiao and the others took a look and were almost scared to death. They're all destroyed? They came over to take a look. Could it be fake? Impossible, unless they want to be eliminated. Duan Ling Xiao frowned. 2 SSS rank organizations, that's 400,000 points. 400,000 points. Ka, they clenched their fists tightly. Go. Let's go to an SSS rank organization as well. Feng Ling said decisively. Are you really going? Of course. Otherwise, how could he catch up with 400,000 points? If they can fight, why can't we? Good. Let's go. Go directly to an SSS rank organization. Otherwise, the 7 of them will directly pass this round and obtain the qualifications to enter the God's Awakening door. On the other side, the experts were also shocked when they saw the news. When they saw Lin Xian and the others heading towards the SSS rank faction, they were quite surprised. Then, they mocked the SSS rank faction and destroyed both of them? What the F***CK? They definitely wouldn't think that this was fake news, because fake news would be disqualified. Master. Far away in the heavenly palace of the Northern Sea region, a woman knelt respectfully before another woman. This place was the 2nd Demon God Temple of the Demon God Temple. This was an island in the sky far away in the Northern Sea region, which was also the sea region. This island was too big and too bright. Sometimes, it felt like the sun rising from the north. Although the 1st Demon God Temple and the 10th Demon God Temple weren't ranked in terms of strength, the 2nd Demon God Temple was indeed a very strong Demon God Temple. Among the 10 Demon God Temples, it should be ranked in the top 3. Ranbing's Demon God Temple couldn't be compared to the 2nd Demon God Temple. Of course, in terms of Demon God strength, Renbing wasn't much weaker. After all, she was a dragon. And she was a legitimate dragon. However, the Demon God of the 2nd Demon God Temple also had a bloodline that wasn't inferior to dragons. Dark Phoenix. The Phoenix was a bloodline that was on par with dragons, and the Dark Phoenix was also a type of phoenix, just like how the Night Shadow Dragon was a type of dragon. It was the same principle, just that the phoenix had fewer branches. The second demon god temple was isolated from the rest of the world and had been slowly developing. Moreover, it didn't attack the human race. Therefore, after so many years, the second demon god temple's power was unimaginable. It had been developing without any consumption, so it was definitely unimaginable. Speak. On the fiery red throne, a woman in a white and pink dress sat with her legs crossed. Her elbows rested on the edge of the throne, and she rested her chin on her hand. In terms of temperament, she was definitely an explosive beauty. In terms of appearance, she was comparable to Yi Ranbing and Linglong Shui. In terms of figure, she was indescribably beautiful. Great. Another top-grade beauty. Especially her legs. With boots, they were simply invincible. As for her eyes, when they were open, they were a normal color, but occasionally, her pupils would turn fiery red. The human race is wantonly killing several hundred of our demon race's forces in the North Pole. We just received news that the Cyan Blood Flood Dragon and Blue Lightning Flood Dragon in the sea have been exterminated. Oh. Her lips didn't move, but her ethereal voice was heard. Are the human race so impudent now? No, they're holding the human race's Sky Martial Assembly. This is a test. Pfft. She sneered. Using the demon race's various clans as a test? The human race is really something. Also, the Myriad Demon Alliance's third elder sent a message, indicating that Master must do something. The woman slowly stood up. Do I need them to tell me what to do? Her tone was completely aloof, as if she despised the world. It was even more disdainful than Yi Renbing. Then Master means... The woman waved her hand, and a mirror image appeared in front of her. The image showed two groups of people, Lin Xian's group and Duan Lingxiao's group. One side was wantonly slaughtering, while the other side was sitting there roasting meat and eating seafood. When her gaze fell on Lin Xian's face, her pupils suddenly shrank. Her calm expression revealed her emotions. He is. Her beautiful eyes looked at Lin Xian, who was surrounded by beauties. Lin Xian, the main culprit who obstructed the demon god temple's operations many times. Even the 10th demon god Yi Ranbing of the demon god temple turned to the human race because of him, and began to oppose the Myriad Demon Alliance. The woman's beautiful eyes were fixed on him, her pupils flashing violently. Her emotions seemed to be a bit unstable. Master? The woman came back to her senses. What about the people next to him? They seem to be his women. Kill them all for this sovereign. The woman said indifferently, then sat back down. What about Lin Xian? Bring him back. Yes. Wait. She held the woman in her mouth. Master, what are your orders? Don't kill them. Destroy their faces. This subordinate understands. Chapter 1341. Lin Xian and the 6 girls were lying on the beach, resting and chatting. Let's rest here for a day. Lin Xian said. Are you sure? Lin Xian smiled and said, We killed 2 SSS rank factions. Isn't that enough for us to rest for a day? Feng Ling's team also went to the SSS rank faction. Morong Yu glanced at her phone and said, If they want to go, let them be. Do you think they can be faster than us? Don't be careless and lose. I won't. Lin Xian shrugged. Then you can't go to the next place without recovering your spiritual power, right? Moreover, after dealing with these 2 SSS rank factions, we can go to the SSS rank factions. There won't be so much pressure. Lin Xian said. That's true. We have to see the situation of the other team. In any case, we're definitely far ahead. We've already made up for Xintong's points. Xiao Xinyue said. I'm sorry for dragging everyone down. Wang Xintong stuck out her tongue. What are you talking about? We're a team. If it weren't for your powerful domain, we wouldn't have the capital to attack the SSS rank factions. Ling Ying said. Yes. You're an indispensable member of our team. Lin Xian pinched Wang Xintong's pink cheeks, causing her to blush. Hey. The lobster is cooked. Lin Xian, Give me some vinegar. Ling Ying suddenly said. Lin Xian stretched out his hand and a bowl of vinegar appeared. Then, they surrounded the lobster and ate happily. Logically speaking, they might be under great pressure, but they were eating seafood so comfortably. There was no one else like them. Time slowly passed. They lay there and waited for dawn. Lin Xian, what kind of world do you think the God's awakening door will be? Ling Ying lay beside Lin Xian and looked up at the stars. How would I know? It definitely won't be simple. Wu Yuhan said indifferently. I'm just letting you imagine. Let's use your intelligence. Since we're bored, let's brag, right? Ling Ying said with a smile. Lin Xian looked up at the stars. I think that since this world hid the God's awakening door so well, it must be a world that will shock everyone. Combined with our previous challenges, the lightning resistance test, and strength test, it might be related to the God's awakening door. Who knows? There might have a lot of heavenly punishment lightning there. And we might even have to withstand it. That makes sense. It might be a small world. Morong Yu said. It must be a small world. This small world might even have some sort of laws and rules. These rules are definitely different from the world we are in right now. Since there are so many opportunities and spiritual items there, it proves that there must be life there. Chen Feng was shocked. Han Chuxue said, but I heard that the world in the God's awakening door might even allow people to obtain new attributes, or even laws, or even domains. Laws and domains might be explainable. It's also possible for you to comprehend a twin laws. But attributes. Why would you obtain new attributes? It's even possible for time and space. This doesn't make sense. Wang Xintong said softly. That's true. Attributes are innate and can only increase the purity. It's impossible to obtain new attributes. Even if you have the lightning attribute and absorb a large amount of fire attribute spiritual items, it can only increase your realm. You won't be able to obtain the ability to release fire. Other than poison, no one can obtain new attributes. Xiao Xinyue nodded. Lin Xian was able to obtain attributes because of the system. But it was impossible for everyone who entered the God's awakening door to have a heaven-defying system like him, right? That was impossible. That was true. How could one obtain new attributes? There must be something inside that will give people a huge shock. I'm looking forward to it, Wu Yuhan said with a slight smirk. Obviously, his sister had come out. After resting for another hour, the sun had risen. Let's go. We should go to the next place. Lin Xian looked at the time. Where are we going? Lin Xian said with a smile. Go back the way we came. Damn. We have to walk so much again. Ling Ying shrunk his head. There's no other way. We're already so far ahead. It's best if we don't clash with Feng Ling's team. Moreover, it's disadvantageous for us to head north. We should choose the safest way and avoid them. This way, they won't be able to catch up with us. Lin Xian said with a smile. All right, let's go back the way we came. 3 days later, Lin Xian and the rest sat on the back of a mountain and ate delicious food. It's good to have the creation attribute. You can create whatever you want to eat. I want 2 mutton skewers. Ling Ying extended his hand to Lin Xian. Here you go. Lin Xian decisively created 2 mutton skewers for her. Needless to say, the creation attribute was really useful. Lin Xian took a look at his phone. They've defeated an SSS-ranked organization. We've defeated 2. They've defeated 5 SSS-ranked organizations. We've defeated 7. They've defeated a total of 19 SSS-ranked organizations. We've defeated 23. Now, we're leading by a lot. That's right. Ever since Lin Xian and the others had defeated 2 SSS rank factions, they had not gone looking for another SSS rank faction. On the other hand, Win Chim and the others had only defeated an SSS rank faction to test the waters. It wasn't that they couldn't fight SSS ranked organizations anymore. They just needed to fight weaker ones to recuperate. Of course, they could see how big the gap was between them and Lin Xian's team. Although it didn't indicate which team defeated which organization, they were paying attention to Lin Xian's team's whereabouts. They also roughly knew how many points they were behind Lin Xian's team in this round. It wasn't that they didn't have a chance. It was only 4 days. There were still 11 days left. They couldn't be anxious. Once they were anxious, if any of the 9 of them lost their ability to fight or needed to recuperate for a period of time, it would be devastating. If they really couldn't do it, they could fight another SSS-ranked organization. That way, the gap between them would be very, very small. Fengling, we should go to Lin Xian's team. Duanling Xiao said. That's right. At this rate, the gap between us will only remain the same or even grow bigger. Unless we can stop Lin Xian's group, the possibility of us turning the tables is not high. Alternatively, we can continue to attack SSS rank organizations, but the difficulty will be even higher. Qi Tianqing said. Fengling looked at the gap between them. Let's go. Let's go to Lin Xian's team and clear out the other organizations along the way. Okay. Chapter 1342. On the other side, Lin Xian and the others were lying there, chatting leisurely. The cooperation of the 7 of them, how should one describe it? They were really stronger than the 9 people on Fengling's side. There was a deep tacit understanding between the 7 of them, and they trusted each other very much. They did not have any vigilance against anyone, nor did they need to. However, it was different for Fengling's side. Although they were all teammates, God knows what your teammate was thinking. What were they afraid of? They were afraid that they would deliberately kill someone during the battle. In that case, they would be able to split the points from 9 people to 8 people, or even 7 people. There was no other way. This was reality. This was where the difference between the 2 teams lay. In the battles over the past few days, Lin Xian was an 8-star Heavenly Venerable. The others were at least 6-star Heavenly Venerable. Only Wang Xintong was a 6-star Heavenly Venerable. As for the others, Wu Yuhan and Han Chuxue were 8-star Heavenly Venerable. The others were 7-star Heavenly Venerable. They had all improved. Otherwise, Murong Yu's cultivation should have been the highest. However, because she hadn't cultivated with Lin Xian for half a year in the Divine Realm, her cultivation had fallen behind. However, because she had been desperately trying to improve herself during this period, she was now a 7 stars Heavenly Venerate. That wasn't low. As for Lin Xian, his luck was better. He had a cheat, so he improved faster than Murong Yu. I'm almost at the 8-star Heavenly Venerable Realm. Maybe after 15 days of this assessment, I can advance to the Great Void Realm. Ling Ying said excitedly. Don't think about it. The 10-star Heavenly Venerable Realm and the Great Void Realm have too much experience. It's probably not something that can be improved during this assessment. Lin Xian poured cold water on her. I don't need you to say that. I'm just looking forward to it, can't I? Ling Ying rolled her eyes. Really, time passed so quickly. When she met Lin Xian, he was still at the Mystic Heaven Realm. At that time, Lin Xian was even weaker. What about now? In such a short period of time, each of them had almost reached the Absolute Void stage. Lin Xian had also become more powerful than them. Unless we keep fighting SSS rank forces and kill more Great Void stage cultivators, the possibility is not high. Han Chuxue said indifferently. Patter. Lin Xian lit a cigarette. Smoking. You're still smoking. Ling Ying rolled his eyes at Lin Xian. In the past, this guy didn't smoke at all. When did he start smoking? Although the frequency wasn't high, he didn't like men who smoked. Don't you think I look cool when I smoke? 2A. They rolled their eyes. Little Xintong, go ahead. Smoking is bad for your health. Lin Xian, I'm already a celestial venerable, why would it harm my health? At this moment, Lin Xian and the others' eyes suddenly narrowed. Then, they all stood up subconsciously and stared into the distance. They didn't see anyone, but they felt that something was wrong. Moreover, they all sensed the aura that was revealed in that instant. Swish swish swish, everyone took out their own spirit artifacts and stood there, back to back, looking in all directions. Their tacit understanding was very deep. In the next instant, a force enveloped them. Lin Xian and Murong Yu had spatial attributes, so they could instantly sense that this was a spatial attribute spatial seal. Moreover, this realm was at least 6 stars of the Great Void Stage. A 6-star Great Void Stage enemy attacked them? Who was it? Really, Lin Xian couldn't think of who would attack them. The Evil Fiend Hall? They were all members of the Evil Fiend Hall now. How could it be the Evil Fiend Hall? Demons? It couldn't be, right? He provoked the demons in Tianhua City and Lin and City. The demons here were also arranged? Who are you? Lin Xian's eyes narrowed as he asked. Really, to him, he wasn't afraid of the opponent's realm being high. He was only afraid of the opponent's spatial and temporal attributes. If he encountered an opponent with these two attributes, no matter how high his realm was, he wouldn't be able to defeat him. It would be difficult for him to die. Perhaps he couldn't sense it because he was spatial or temporal, but when his opponent was of these two attributes, he would understand how terrifying these two attributes were. Then, a figure suddenly appeared in front of them. It was a woman, and she was wearing a veil. Lin Xian subconsciously used his Eye of Cave Spirit to investigate. Indeed, according to the degree of spatial power released just now, her realm was at least 6 stars of the Great Void Stage. Sending a 6-star Great Void Stage spatial warrior to kill him was considered a big deal. Don't just look at how many Great Void Stage experts they killed. There were even 7 stars of the Great Void Stage, but those Great Void Stage demonic beasts weren't important. As for these 6 stars of the Great Void Stage, they definitely had a high status in the entire demonic race. As they were too rare, and at 6-star Great Void Stage, they weren't far from the Heavenly Tao realm. The 7 of them stared at the woman. She was a demon, so they could sense her aura. Unfortunately, they couldn't escape because she was spatial. She had directly released a spatial seal, giving them no chance to escape. They couldn't use teleportation crystals either. Which demon god temple are you from? Lin Xian's eyes narrowed as he asked. She didn't speak. Lin Xian and Ling Ying exchanged glances. Begin. Alright. Shua, Wang Xintong instantly released her domain, raising their realms. As for Lin Xian, he was an 8-star Heavenly Venerable, raising his strength to near the Great Void Stage. Lin Xian's strength doubled, his aura reaching the Great Void Stage. The woman suddenly frowned. Indeed, you are an existence that can pose a threat to the demon race. Just a mere Heavenly Venerable can augment the strength of an entire group. As for you, an 8-star Heavenly Venerable, you can augment your cultivation to the Great Void Stage. The woman looked at Lin Xian with her beautiful eyes. Damn it, there's more. Realm Reduction Domain. Lin Xian roared as he released his domain. The woman's cultivation level was reduced by 3 stars, leaving her with a cultivation level of the Great Void Stage. Her pupils suddenly constricted. Then, the corners of her mouth curled up slightly. It's no wonder you Heavenly Venerables can kill a Great Void Stage 7-star. So that's how it is. She was enlightened. Do you think you can escape with just a 2-star difference? Lin Xian sneered as his aura surged. Spatial seal. Lin Xian directly released a spatial seal on the woman. Then, do you think you can seal me? She then released her aura, and in the next moment, the calmness on her face disappeared. Why couldn't she break through the spatial seal released by this person? It was very simple. The realm was just a 2-star difference. Lin Xian's spatial purity was definitely not something she could compare to. Coupled with the augmentation of Lin Xian's nomological laws, she couldn't compare. You came here without investigating anything. Should I say you're stupid or stupid? Myriad Thunder Heavenly Prison. Ha! Chapter 1343. The 6 stars of the Great Void Stage was too powerful. However, she definitely didn't even investigate Lin Xian and the others, or rather, she didn't put much effort into it. She only thought that they were in the celestial venerable realm, and perhaps slightly more powerful celestial venerable realm cultivators. So what if they killed level 6 or level 7 great virtual realm cultivators? As long as they sent out a slightly more powerful great void stage cultivator, they should be fine, right? In fact, that was indeed the case. Under normal circumstances, if this woman made a move, Lin Xian and the others might be instantly killed. However, she didn't have any killing intent towards them. She was ordered to come and take Lin Xian away, and then destroy the faces of these women while she was at it. In fact, sometimes killing someone was easier than hurting them. For example, she came over and directly released a spatial seal, and then a spatial explosion. Most likely, other than Lin Xian, everyone else present might be instantly killed, and Lin Xian and the others might not even have time to release any power. However, she underestimated Lin Xian and the others, and she didn't have absolute killing intent, but no matter what, she had already lost her chance. As long as she released a domain for Lin Xian and Wang Xintong, then at least she would definitely not be able to crush Lin Xian and the others. To Lin Xian, the difference of 2 stars was nothing at all. Boom! Terrifying lightning power bombarded the vicinity of the woman. Moreover, Lin Xian released a spatial seal. In terms of spatial power, Lin Xian, who was now about 1 star of the Great Void stage, was definitely not weaker than this woman who had already reached 3 stars of the Great Void stage. Therefore, she couldn't break free from Lin Xian's spatial seal in a short time. Then, the power of a divine rank martial skill landed firmly on her body just like that. The dust slowly dispersed, and the woman half knelt there with blood at the corner of her mouth. Whoosh! At the same time, a saint-rank spirit weapon appeared in Lin Xian's hand, and he directly appeared beside the woman with a flash, and then placed his sword across her neck. At the same time, another woman appeared in the distance. No matter how careless they were, they couldn't have just sent a Great Void Stage 6 star, even if it was a space. Somewhat interesting. The woman's mouth curved slightly, and then she appeared beside them. Following that, her aura surged, and spatial power was released, once again enveloping everyone together. Lin Xian's pupils suddenly contracted. F***CK. Another space? 9 stars of the Great Void Stage? Is this a fight? Is she determined to kill them? Lin Xian held his sword horizontally, and a trace of blood appeared on the woman's neck. She's your companion? Let us go, or I'll kill her. Lin Xian glared viciously at the woman. Who do you think I'm faster kill? With a wave of her hand, Morong Yu and the others suddenly broke through Lin Xian's spatial energy and appeared in front of the woman. Then, 6 daggers flew out and hovered next to their faces. However, these 6 kill void stage experts, kill them? Kill so what? Even if they couldn't fight, they wouldn't yell and scream in this situation. Either they believed in Lin Xian, or they would all die together. What was the point? It was better than yelling here and making Lin Xian lose his composure, right? You can try. And don't even think about using space to take her away. Although your cultivation is high, you might not be able to beat me in terms of space. Do you believe me? Lin Xian's eyes narrowed slightly as he looked at the woman. Do it. The woman controlled by Lin Xian frowned slightly, then shouted. The woman controlling Morong Yu and the others also frowned slightly. Hurry up. Don't F***King scream. Lin Xian gave the woman a tight slap. Her cultivation was higher than Lin Xian's, but her life was in Lin Xian's hands. Moreover, Lin Xian would definitely be faster than her if he attacked. Because this sword that could take her life at any time had already caused her neck to bleed. Let's take a step back. I won't kill them, so you let her go. The woman looked at Lin Xian and said. Lin Xian let out a long sigh of relief. He could tell that the relationship between these 2 women was pretty good. Even if they weren't sisters, they should have been friends for many years. Bai Luo. The woman controlled by Lin Xian frowned suddenly. The demon god had ordered them to destroy their faces. If she couldn't do it for her life, then both of them might. Let her go. Lin Xian said. Then she withdrew her space power. Morong Yu and the others' auras surged as they landed beside Lin Xian. You can let her go now? She looked at Lin Xian with her beautiful eyes. Heavily injure yourself, Lin Xian said. The woman laughed. Then, she gathered a force in her right hand and slammed it on her chest without any hesitation. Puff! She spat out a mouthful of blood. Then she staggered and half knelt on the ground. It wasn't a problem for her to be heavily injured. Lin Xian and the others wouldn't kill her. At most, they would fail the mission and escape. But she couldn't die. The woman controlled by Lin Xian gritted her teeth. Lin Xian was speechless. How ruthless. All right, I only have one question now. Which demon god temple are you from? Lin Xian looked at them. You'll know when you come with me, the woman said. Do you take me for a fool? Tell me. Aren't you going back on your word? You should first. Cough cough. Let her go. The woman looked at Lin Xian with blood dripping from the corner of her mouth. Tell me. Lin Xian said coldly. She clenched her fists. At that moment, a figure suddenly appeared in the void. Lin Xian raised his head to take a look, and his pupils shrank abruptly. This wasn't AF*** King Heavenly Dao Realm? What the hell? What the hell was this? The woman in the void raised her hand. Then, under Lin Xian's control, the heavily injured woman vanished. Following that, he appeared beside her. Incompetent and indecisive. To be threatened by a few Empyreans, you have truly embarrassed the demon god. The two women lowered their heads. Lin Xian, Ling Ying and company subconsciously approached Lin Xian. Lin Xian clenched his fists. System. Was there anything in his system? Apparently, there wasn't. At the next instant, the woman raised her hand and sent Murong Yu and company flying. When the snowstorm in front of Murong Yu and company vanished, they realized that Lin Xian had vanished. Lin Xian. They searched for Lin Xian with all their might, but they could not find any trace of him. What do we do? Contact the three factions. All right. They did not know why, but clearly, they did not want to kill Lin Xian. This was because if they wanted to kill Lin Xian, they could have done so directly. He was at the Heavenly Dao realm. They could easily die. Therefore, Lin Xian should be fine for the time being, right? Chapter 1344. At that moment, Lin Xian was sitting on a beautiful snow bird as he sped through the sky. Beside him were the three women. Lin Xian was impressed. Which faction was this? Even the Heavenly Dao realm was mobilized. What the hell? Furthermore, this direction was very far. They were not heading inland, but somewhere even more remote. The North Pole was already the northernmost part of the continent. It was the northernmost place humans could come into contact with. But now, where was the place further north? Lin Xian was completely clueless about this. He had no idea. Furthermore, the three women did not control him at all. They did not even tie him up. But on second thought, it made no difference whether he was tied up or not. There was a Heavenly Dao here, so he could not stir up any trouble. Where are you taking me? Lin Xian asked with a frown. The second Fey God Temple. The Heavenly Dao Realm woman said indifferently. It was different if the two women did not say anything in the past. Now that Lin Xian was in their hands, there was no need to hide certain matters. The second Fey God Temple? Lin Xian knitted his brows tightly. Fuck. This second Fey God Temple. He did not have any hostile relationship with it, right? Could it be that the SSS-ranked faction they destroyed was from the second Fey God Temple? That was not right either. They should have killed him directly. Why would they bring him to the second Fey God Temple? Lin Xian took out his cell phone. Schwa, the next instant, his cell phone appeared in the Heavenly Dao Realm woman's hand. I'm only sending a message to my women, Lin Xian said. The woman did not say a word, nor did she pass the cell phone to Lin Xian. Left Protector, the mission His Excellency the Fey God gave us. That's your mission. My mission is to keep you alive and take Lin Xian away. Your mission has not been completed, so how His Excellency deals with you is your own business. The woman said indifferently. We understand. Lin Xian frowned. Is your Fey god a woman? Lin Xian asked. They looked at Lin Xian. Lord Demon God didn't let us touch you, so you don't have to worry about your safety for now. The woman of the heavenly law said indifferently. I'm not worried about my own safety. Women. Could it be that between them? Maybe? Although the possibility was low, Lin Xian was not afraid of women. If worse comes to worst, I'll teach you a lesson with my pink spray. Hey! Lin Xian looked at the heavenly Tao woman. Since you won't send it to me, then help me send a message to my women. Tell them that I'm fine and ask them to continue doing what they should be doing. Lin Xian said. The woman didn't give Lin Xian any reaction. Hey, I'm talking to you. Do you believe that I'm friends with your demon god? Lin Xian said arrogantly. The woman glanced at Lin Xian. Then, he decisively turned back. Lin Xian. Fine. Lin Xian closed his eyes and released the law of creation. How could he forget about his law of creation? Then, he directly released the law of creation, typed a message, and sent it out with his phone. Although the phone was in the woman's hands, Lin Xian's law of creation was omnipotent. The woman frowned as she felt a force. Then she looked at Lin Xian and asked, What did you do? Nothing, I just sent a message to my women. Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders. The woman glanced at Lin Xian's phone and threw it to Lin Xian. Lin Xian had an intuition that he should be fine. If something really happened, they would have already done it. It should be because he was valuable to them that they spared his life. What did Lin Xian discover? These people didn't do anything to him, and their attitude seemed pretty good. On the other side, Morongyu received a message from Lin Xian. Lin Xian wants us to continue with the assessment. What? They all gathered around and saw the message Lin Xian sent them. That means Lin Xian will be fine? Possibly. Morongyu nodded. Then let's believe in him. Xiao Xinyu said. Morongyu glanced at the women and said, Okay. Since Lin Xian isn't here, we'll add his share and complete the third round of assessment. He'll be fine. They chose to believe in Lin Xian. If Lin Xian didn't say this, they would be very worried. But since Lin Xian said it, they chose to believe in him. Time slowly passed, and the sky slowly darkened. A huge island in the sky appeared in front of Lin Xian. This island in the sky was much bigger than Yi Ranbing's. Moreover, it was actually flickering with a fiery red light in the dark night. This island was above the sea, and the flickering light shone on the surface of the sea, making it sparkle. I say, why are you looking for me? I'm just a puny heavenly venerable. There's nothing that you can set your eyes on. Moreover, I'm still participating in the Qianwu conference. Can't you let me go earlier? Lin Xian sat there helplessly. The woman from heavenly law frowned. It was true. Along the way, his mouth hadn't stopped. He had been blabbering all the way. If it weren't for the fact that her demon god seemed to be interested in this Lin Xian, she would have already made a move on him. Moreover, her demon god had specially instructed her not to hurt this person called Lin Xian. Therefore, it was obvious that her demon god valued him. She ignored Lin Xian. Whoosh! Following which, they landed on the huge island in the sky. Lin Xian looked around. It was a very beautiful place. Their demon god was definitely a woman. Because everyone that Lin Xian could see was a woman. Just like Yi Ranbing's 10th demon god temple, a place where women lived didn't like men here. Or, this demon god was a man. He was an old pervert. Therefore, the entire island was filled with women. They were all his women. This was also possible. However, if it was a man, Lin Xian felt that he was finished. Follow me. The woman from heavenly law glanced at Lin Xian and said indifferently. Lin Xian helplessly followed behind her. Then, they entered a very large and luxurious hall. Lin Xian looked at the huge hall and was secretly speechless. Panic. Lin Xian didn't understand why. This was clearly a very nerve-wracking situation. A human being caught alone in the demon god temple should be very nervous, right? However, Lin Xian inexplicably didn't panic. He also didn't understand why. At that moment, in front of Lin Xian was a throne. A tall and slender woman was standing there with her back facing him. She was wearing a white dress with cherry blossoms on it. Lord Demon God, I've brought him. The woman from Heavenly Law bowed respectfully and said. Chapter 1345. Lin Xian was a little dumbfounded. Tell me, why did they capture me and not tie me up or kill me? What do they want to do? To be honest, Lin Xian really didn't know what was going on. F***ck. He was really drunk. He didn't know if this matter would cause them to lose the qualification to enter the God's Awakening door. No. He had to choose to believe in Murong Yu and the rest. Even if Lin Xian wasn't there, the 6 of them definitely wouldn't be weak. Moreover, they had the advantage. And Feng Ling's team needed 9 people to share the experience. All of you can leave. It was a very charming, very noble, and somewhat ethereal voice that came from the void. It felt as if the person was right in front of you, but the voice seemed to come from all directions. Of course, Lin Xian knew that some very powerful people could be like this. Lin Xian was really drunk. Yes. Then, the few women left and slowly closed the door of the hall. Lin Xian frowned and raised his head to look at the noble woman in the white and cherry-pink dress in front of him. This woman's waist was simply too devilish. It was even slimmer than Xiao Linglong and the rest's waists. But how should he put it? It couldn't be said that her figure was better than Xiao Linglong and the rest. It could only be said that this person was slightly slimmer and very tall. Although it was only the back view, it was definitely an extremely beautiful woman. In front of him, the woman slowly turned around and casually sat on the throne. She crossed her legs, revealing a pair of extremely beautiful long legs. Then, she leaned her elbows on the edge of the throne and supported her cheeks. Those ordinary eyes turned fiery red when she saw Lin Xian, as if they were burning with flames. Lin Xian. So beautiful. Really, Lin Xian was used to all kinds of top-quality women. His immunity to beautiful women was still very high. But in the end, he still lost. Her beautiful hair was as soft as feathers. Her green eyes were like the waves of the night sea. There was a faint but enchanting white mist, which made her even more charming. Cherry lips, willowy eyebrows, white skin, and a delicate oval face. She was as beautiful as a fairy who had walked out of a painting. She was so beautiful that she didn't look like a human at all. You couldn't say that this woman was as beautiful as Linglong Shui and the rest. It could only be said that each had their own merits. Bing Lingyue was cold, but to her friends, she had Lin Ya's gentleness, intelligence, and elegance. Linglong Shui, but she and Bing Lingyue were 2 different temperaments. Bing Lingyue was a good wife and mother, Lingyue, goddess. Of course, she was also changing into a good wife and mother. And what about Yi Renbing? Elegance and scary. The woman in front of them gave off a different feeling. Her every move was a little like Yi Renbing's, unrestrained and casual. But she was different from Yi Renbing. Her eyes were full of contempt. She had a more arrogant heart than Yi Renbing. It was as if everything was as light as a feather in her eyes, not worth mentioning. She might even have a superior attitude. Everything had to submit to her. Yi Renbing was very domineering, but she might not just be domineering. She might be right. For example, if Yi Renbing asked someone to do something, she would think that it was her order and that it was something that they should do. If you had any opinions, you could raise them. She would think about it. But what about her? Lin Xian felt that when she asked someone to do something, they shouldn't raise any opinions or opinions. They should just do it. She was right. There was no need for anyone to refute her. Anyway, that was what Lin Xian felt when he saw her. Ding! Congratulations on triggering the mission. push down Huang Shi. Mission reward: unlock all attributes and obtain Dark Evil Fire. Mission time limit: 3 months. Mission punishment: kill the host. Of course, target's favorability: 0 to 93. Lin Xian. What the hell? Lin Xian wasn't surprised that he triggered the mission. It was normal for such a beautiful woman to trigger the mission. At the same time, triggering the mission meant that he might not be in danger. But that might not be the case. Yi Renbing also triggered the mission. But if Lin Xian didn't control it properly and didn't use the pink spray, he would have died. As for the reward, Lin Xian didn't care that much. Because to be honest, Lin Xian realized that other than his cultivation level, he didn't seem to lack anything. However, there was one thing that Lin Xian had never seen before, and that was favorable impression points. What did that mean? Favorability from 0 to 93? What did that mean? Under normal circumstances, wouldn't favorability be fixed at a certain point and then increase or decrease to a certain value? Now, what was the situation with 0 to 93? Favorability of 0 was a very dangerous level. But generally speaking, if there was a threat to one's life, the favorability must be below 0. It was only possible if it was a negative number. A favorability of 0 meant that there wasn't much of a threat to one's life. And what was the level of 93 favorability? Lin Ya's favorability towards Lin Xian was 97. Once the favorability reached 90, what was the level? Life and death together. Simply put, she could even be willing to die with you. If you died, she could even be willing to die with you. She could even be willing to die for you. This was the level of a favorability of 90 and above. There were a few girls around Lin Xian who had already reached 90. Linglong Shui, Bing Lingyue, Lin Ya, Ling Ying, Han Chuxue, and Wang Xintong. They had all reached this level. The other girls all had favorability of 80 and above. With 80 favorability, there was a high chance that they would be willing to die for you. As for Yi Renbing, her favorability towards Lin Xian was slightly lower. After all, they had only known each other for a short time. But she had also reached 89. And this woman's favorability? Lin Xian frowned. 0 to 93. Didn't that mean that her favorability towards him was at least 0 and at most 93? Then why was it like this? How could a favorable impression be so erratic? You're really trash. Huang Shi rested her chin on her hand and looked at Lin Xian. She let out a lazy, ethereal, and noble voice. Lin Xian? What the hell? She called him trash the moment they met? Yes, he was indeed trash to a powerhouse of this level. But wasn't it a bit wrong for her to call him trash? May I know why Senior has brought me here? You don't recognize me? The woman's eyes narrowed slightly. Lin Xian frowned. We haven't even met before. How can we know each other? Pfft, she sneered. As expected, a scumbag will always be a scumbag. Even if he's not the previous him, he still can't escape the definition of a scumbag. I think Senior's words are a bit wrong. You can call me a scumbag, but you can't call me a scumbag. There's a difference between a scumbag and a scumbag. Moreover, I'm not a scumbag. Lin Xian indicated that he shouldn't be a scumbag. Of course, in some aspects, he was. But he really intended to be responsible for all the girls around him and not abandon them. Chapter 1346. Huang Shi stood up slowly and walked toward Lin Xian step by step. Lin Xian frowned. How should he put it? He couldn't understand what this woman was saying at all. However, Lin Xian felt that he wasn't in any danger. Anyway, that was what he felt. Huang Shi walked in front of Lin Xian. The two of them were very close. This woman was so tall that she was almost as tall as Lin Xian. Although she was wearing very special high heels, she was definitely more than 7 meters tall. She had a very special fragrance on her body. Do you know how much I hate you? Her deep pupils were a fiery red, as if they were burning with flames. She stared straight into Lin Xian's eyes, not avoiding his gaze at all. Instead, Lin Xian was a little afraid of her gaze. Lin Xian? Hate me? Big sister. What did I do? Can't you make things clearer? Ridiculous. She saw Lin Xian's evasive gaze and sneered again. Then she walked slowly and said, "It's been 800 years. It's been 800 years. It's not a long time. To the demon race, 800 years is just the blink of an eye. But to me, every day is torture. As for you, you coward, you don't know anything." She stopped and looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian? No. Senior, did you catch the wrong person? Lin Xian asked in confusion. This had nothing to do with him at all. Did Chief * King catch the wrong person? Coward. She sneered. Lin Xian? No. Lin Xian frowned. What the hell was this? Lin Xian frowned. Senior, why did you catch me? If there's really nothing else, I hope you can let me go. I still have very important things to do. I will definitely thank you in the future. Lin Xian cupped his fists. You want to find your woman? Yes. Man. Then, a woman appeared beside her. Go get rid of those people. Huang, she said indifferently. Yes. What? Lin Xian shouted. How dare you? Lin Xian's brows furrowed as a vicious aura surged from his body. Huang Xi's footsteps paused as she looked at Lin Xian. I don't dare? Do it. Yes. In the next moment, Lin Xian's aura surged. If you dare, I'll fight you to the death. Don't think that you are very powerful just because you are at the Heavenly Tao realm. I can similarly kill you at the Heavenly Tao realm as a Heavenly Venerable. Do you believe me? You want to kill me? The woman looked at Lin Xian with her beautiful eyes. You tried to kill my men first, so I'll definitely kill you. Lin Xian might not have the ability to do so, but he would do it at all costs. When he went crazy, no one could compare to him. All right. I want to see what qualifications you have to make a move. Come on. Huang Shi stood in front of Lin Xian. Shua, lightning coiled around Lin Xian's body. Huang Shi extended her hand and flicked it slightly. The lightning around Lin Xian vanished. She shook her head. You want to kill me with just this? What a joke. She returned to her throne and sat down. If there's anything you need me to do, tell me. I only wish that you won't touch anyone around me. You are very strong, but I also have existences around me that aren't weaker than you. If they come, you might not be their match. Lin Xian said as he stared at her. The corners of Huang Shi's mouth curled up as she laughed. You may leave. Yes. The woman vanished from her spot. Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief. You should go and rest as well. Come to the back garden when it's dark. Lin Xian frowned. What was she up to? All right. Lin Xian walked out. Outside, the sky was already bright. When Lin Xian walked out, a young lady brought him to a certain room. Huang Shi stood up and gazed into the distance. 800 years ago, when you found out that I was a demon, you despised me for being a demon and left me. In the end, you chose a human empress. I can understand that. After all, in your eyes, the human race and the demon race are on opposite sides. However, her body was surrounded by hostility as her eyes narrowed. Today, 800 years later, you have more than one demon woman by your side. Lin Mo, you are really a hypocrite. She clenched her fists tightly as her delicate body trembled slightly. There was anger and sadness. Her eyes were actually filled with tears. Previously, she didn't know who he was because she had been staying here. Only when she saw him in the mirror did she know. After knowing, she sent people to investigate. Including Linglong Shui, Yi Renbing, and the others, she already knew. In these 800 years, I have been here. You can't imagine how long these short 800 years have been. I joined the 10,000 Demon Alliance. I wanted to make hypocritical creatures like humans disappear from this world. Cowards like humans don't deserve to live on this continent, but later, she found out that she couldn't do it. This was also why in the end, Icy City didn't have the demon god temple to organize millions of demon beasts to attack. She hated this person. She hated him so much that she wanted to kill him. She even wanted to cut him into pieces, but I will give you one more chance this time. This is the last chance. I hope that this time you won't disappoint me. She gradually loosened her clenched fists. I want to ask, do you know who I am? Lin Xian followed a beautiful girl in front of him and asked. I don't know. The girl said indifferently. Then why did your demon god capture me? She didn't kill me. She didn't even hit me. Why? I don't know. Lin Xian scratched his head. Then, who is she? Lord Demon God. I know it's your Lord Demon God. I want to know why she called me a coward and wanted to kill the women around me. Why? I don't know. Lin Xian. Ah. What the hell? We're here. She brought Lin Xian to a room and opened the door for Lin Xian. Lin Xian walked in. This room was very big and beautiful. It was as big as the first floor of a large villa. When did I meet your Lord Demon God? Lin Xian asked. I don't know. Then, the girl closed the door and left. I give up. I really give up. Lin Xian kept pacing in the room. Then, he lay on the huge bed and took out his phone. However, he realized that there was no signal in this place. Following that, Lin Xian released the law of creation in an attempt to create a signal. However, he discovered that there was a force in this huge room that actually isolated his power. F***CK. Lin Xian cursed and then lay on the bed in a daze. What was going on? Did he find the wrong person? She shouldn't have made such a low-level mistake, right? She knew him? When did this happen? Annoying. Chapter 1347. Lin Xian was very helpless. He couldn't even chat with the girls. It was good that he didn't talk. He didn't want to disturb them. He hoped that they would be fine. Then, they could lift him up. Lin Xian felt that he trusted them. He helplessly took a shower. Then, he lay on the bed and watched TV. The TV wasn't connected to the internet. Lin Xian watched cartoons that didn't use the internet. Damn it! Lin Xian couldn't stand it anymore. He walked around the huge island. Fortunately, the girls' attitude towards him was quite good. They didn't force Lin Xian to stay in the room. However, there were always two girls who followed Lin Xian all the time. They told Lin Xian that he couldn't go anywhere. It was beautiful, but Lin Xian wanted to play with his phone. However, they didn't let him play with it. As for Lin Xian's phone, they didn't take it. They knew that this person had the law of creation. They just had to keep an eye on him. This place was very beautiful. Lin Xian could even fish. However, he wasn't in the mood. He just wanted to play with his phone, chat with the girls, and report that he was safe. He couldn't play in that room, but he could do it in other places. However, he couldn't do it at all. The people following him wouldn't let him fish at all. How could he fish? He wasn't in the mood at all. Lin Xian was still worried about Ling Ying. He was also confused here. In the end, Lin Xian went back to his room in anger and fell asleep. Damn it! Can't I sleep? The sky gradually darkened. Tonight, this beautiful island was even more beautiful. It was decorated a little. There were even some ribbons and lights. It was just that there weren't many of them. However, they still decorated this beautiful island. Huang Shi walked out. Tonight, she was unbelievably beautiful. She was wearing a light white dress that looked like a luxurious dress. It was really slim-fitting. Her S-shaped curves were simply invincible. She was wearing high heels, and because one side of her dress was slit, it revealed her straight, slender, and fair legs. You could tell that she had put a lot of effort into dressing up tonight. Her hair, her nails, her skin, and even her face and long eyelashes had all been dolled up carefully. She smelled so good that it was as if he was going to die. Huang Shi's beautiful eyes swept over. Isn't it too much? She said faintly. At Master's request, we specially dressed up very little. The girl lowered her head and said, I said, it's too much. After saying that, Huang Shi walked forward. Yes, I understand. Then, she quickly sent people to reduce the number. Then, Huang Shi took a look. This would make people feel that she didn't specially ask her people to decorate this place so that it wouldn't appear so exaggerated and deliberate. Master, is there anything else? The girl walked by Huang Shi's side respectfully. Huang Shi arrived at the exquisite and beautiful back garden. At this moment, there were also some colored ribbons, small colored lanterns, and other things in the back garden. At night, it was extremely beautiful, and it was definitely meticulously arranged. The place made the light of every colored lantern especially perfect. Then, there was a table in the beautiful back garden. On the table, there were delicious dishes that looked one after another. There were even dozens of girls who were busy here. Some were dressing up, and some were just decorating that dish to make it look more beautiful and more appetizing. Huang Shi frowned slightly. There's still too much here. Yes. Reduce the number of dishes here. Master, do you think this is to your liking? Huang Shi walked over and tasted the dishes. Is the taste too strong? Huang Shi asked. No, Master. The taste of the dishes here. I specially sent people to catch a top human chef. According to this top chef, the amount of seasoning is increased according to the common taste of the human race. Huang Shi nodded. Even though she didn't care about him and hated him so much, from the way she put in so much effort today, it could be seen how high that person's position in her heart was. In the past, would she have considered these things? She slowly stretched out her hand and said lightly, The wind tonight is a little strong. I'll ask the great elder to cast the spell. And the moon tonight, it doesn't look bright enough and there aren't enough stars. I'll ask the great elder to solve it. Okay. Huang Shi then sat there and moved her slender index finger slightly. Then, two girls came over and massaged her shoulders. She glanced at them and said, This wine is also from the human race, right? Yes, I specially bought it from the human race at a high price. Huang Shi stretched out her hand and a girl poured a glass of red wine and handed it to Huang Shi. Huang Shi shook it slightly and took a sip. She couldn't help but frown. She had never drunk such a thing before. She had always drunk wine brewed by her own people, other races, and even the elves. That was what was called wine, but this bottle of wine that cost a human 1,000,000 yuan, why was it so disgusting? Master, is the taste wrong? It's said that the rich humans like to drink this red wine. Maybe I'm not used to it. He should like to drink it. Huang Shi supported her cheek with one hand and tapped the other rhythmically with her slender and fair fingers. Is the room ready? She asked again. Yes, it's ready. The bath water has always been at room temperature. The 7 colored flower petals are also ready. Also, the pink light that Master ordered has been installed. Huang Shi was speechless. She sent people to investigate. Did all the men in the modern era like that kind of style? But it didn't matter. She gave him a chance, and at the same time, she gave herself a chance. She hoped to do her best. These girls didn't know what their demon god wanted to do, but they could guess what it was. Of course, they were shocked. This little human wasn't very handsome, and his cultivation wasn't that heaven-defying. He wasn't that outstanding, so why did their demon god fall in love with such a person? They really didn't understand. But there must be a reason, so they didn't dare to ask. At this time, the wind became weaker, and it was a gentle breeze. It was very comfortable, and the slight dark clouds in the sky disappeared. More and more stars peeked out, and the moon became brighter. It's about time. Huang Shi glanced at the height of the moon, and then said lightly, Do you want me to invite young Master Lin? Huang Shi shook her head. Let him come. Then, time slowly passed. Half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours. Huang Shi sat here and waited for 2 hours. She came at 7 in the evening, and now it was already 9. The group of girls beside her just stood there. Damn it! He's not coming? Huang Shi frowned. She told him to come at night, but he still didn't come after waiting for so long? Was he purposely angering her to go against her? Bring him here. Huang Shi said. Yes. Chapter 1348. And what was Lin Xian doing? Sleeping like a fool. For the past few days, he had been engaged in high-intensity battles every day, so he did not have much rest. Anyway, he did not sleep. At most, he would recover his strength, and then, he fell into a deep sleep after this kick. He did not set an alarm, and then he overslept. When the girls walked in and saw him lying there with his arms and legs spread out, they could not help but twitch their mouths. Their demon god had been waiting for him for so long, but he was sleeping here. Heavens! What kind of existence was their demon god? How many people on this continent could make her take the initiative to wait for him for a few hours? Seriously, young master. A girl walked over and gently pushed Lin Xian. Little Ying, don't press down. Heavy, girl. Young master, it's time to wake up. Lin Xian opened his sleepy eyes and looked at her in confusion. Then, he sat up in confusion and looked at the sky outside. F***CK. Lin Xian quickly jumped off the bed. It was dark. F***CK. It was dark outside. It was over, it was over, it was over. That woman told him to go there in the dark. Now, it was already dark, and it looked like it had been dark for quite some time. Why did you only wake me up now? Lin Xian quickly ran out. The girls stood rooted to the ground, dumbfounded. Big brother, did you tell anyone to wake you up? Huang Shi sat there and supported her chin. Then, she heard the running figure behind her. Phew! Lin Xian ran to her side and let out a long sigh of relief. Then, Lin Xian glanced around. F***CK? What was the meaning of this? The back garden was so beautiful, and the table was full of delicious food. This wouldn't be his last meal before he went on his way, right? That shouldn't be the case. Why bother? However, Lin Xian felt that he shouldn't be in any danger. At least for now, he felt strange. Although his freedom was restricted, and he wasn't even given a phone to play with, but they treated him quite well. This place was meticulously decorated. The dishes on the table all looked delicious, and the presentation of the dishes was especially beautiful. Senior, what do you mean? If you have anything to say, just say it to me. You don't have to decorate this place. Lin Xian looked at the woman. F***CK. What was the meaning of this? The way this woman was dressed today, especially when she was wearing a dress with a slit and her legs crossed, that kind of visual impact was simply unbearable. Huang Shi frowned slightly. It wasn't set up. It's always been like this. She said faintly. Really? When I came down to play today, I saw that this place wasn't like this. There were even some colored lights. Lin Xian swept a glance over and said, Huang Shi, that's because you didn't see it clearly during the day. You only noticed it now that it's lit up at night. Huang Shi continued to be stubborn. It couldn't be helped. Wasn't this just being tsundere? Really? Lin Xian really didn't care. Sit down and eat. Huang Shi also stood up. Then, she brought along a fragrance that made Lin Xian feel relaxed and happy as she walked to the table and sat down leisurely. Lin Xian frowned slightly. What was this woman trying to do? She didn't kill him or beat him up. She said a bunch of strange things that he didn't understand. Now, she even wanted to treat him to a big meal. If you have something to say, just say it directly. Why did you have to do this? Even Lin Xian was confused. Lin Xian then sat across from her helplessly. Little Qing, you stay. The others can leave, Huang Shi said faintly. Yes, master. Then, the group of beautiful girls respectfully walked away, leaving only a sweet-looking girl who looked very young. Lin Xian glanced over. Great virtual realm. I was worried that you wouldn't be used to some of the food, so now the table is filled with ingredients that are very common to the human race. However, the people who made these dishes are all my people. You can try it. Huang Shi glanced at Lin Xian with her beautiful eyes and said faintly. Ah, okay. The confused Lin Xian picked up his chopsticks and then picked up a piece of meat that he didn't know what it was. Huang Shi's beautiful eyes had been watching Lin Xian, paying attention to his reaction. How is it? She asked. Not bad. Huang Shi frowned slightly. Not bad. She wanted to hear that it was delicious, not that it was not bad. Then, Huang Shi tentatively took a bite. Wasn't it delicious? It was indeed not bad. The texture was excellent. To Lin Xian, the so-called texture was not that important. He valued taste more. Lin Xian felt that it was too bland. He liked the kind that had a strong taste. He liked spicy food. Then, Lin Xian glanced at the dishes on the table. He didn't see many dishes with chili. Even if there were chili, it was the kind that wasn't spicy. Try this again. Huang Shi said. Lin Xian tried again. Not bad. Huang Shi frowned. What do you mean by not bad? It means that it's not bad. Huang Shi. She was very unhappy. She wanted to bring out the chef and beat him up. This group of people had been cooking for an entire afternoon and in exchange, they only got 2 dishes that were not bad? But she felt that it was not bad. Then, Huang Shi let Lin Xian try another dish. It was also not bad. Her frown deepened. This. She pointed at the delicious lobster. She didn't dare to say anything else, but she dared to say that no one could make seafood better than them. They lived on the sea, so they knew what was the best food in the sea. Lin Xian was convinced. What was this woman trying to do? Did she ask him to be her food connoisseur? This is not bad. Lin Xian nodded. Lin Xian didn't ask for spicy seafood. Of course, he needed spicy seafood. But this kind of seafood was more original and delicious. Huang Shi heaved a sigh of relief. Then, Lin Xian's next sentence made her unhappy again. It just feels like ordinary seafood. There's no difference. Huang Shi. Then, she gave the girl beside her a look. That girl quickly poured red wine for Lin Xian and Huang Shi. Young Master Lin, this is the red wine we bought from the human race. It costs 1 million per bottle. Huang Shi heaved a sigh of relief. This should be okay, right? Lin Xian looked at the red wine bottle in the girl's hand and couldn't help but cough. What? Just 1 million per bottle? What's wrong with that? Sister, this red wine can't even be called red wine. It can only be called a beverage. You spent 1 million on something that costs 8 to 10 yuan per bottle? Did you guys get cheated? Really, this was the so-called red wine that cost a few yuan per bottle. It even tasted a little sweet. Huang Shi. She lost her face. She, a demon god, lost all her face. Ah. She glanced at the girl and the girl quickly lowered her head. Despicable humans. So cunning. They lied to her. Chapter 1349. Huang Shi coughed dryly. She felt a little embarrassed. Although it was her subordinate who bought it, she wasn't the one who bought it, so she wasn't the one who was cheated. However, it was her subordinate, so it could be understood that she, as a demon god, might not know. Or maybe her subordinate didn't know and it was her fault for not managing it properly. Lin Xian was also a little embarrassed. Firstly, he didn't know what this woman wanted him to do. Secondly, it was indeed quite awkward. It looked delicious and was indeed not bad. Many people would like it, but it just didn't suit Lin Xian's taste. For example, some people preferred light food, while others preferred heavy food. Even if light food was delicious, they just couldn't get used to it. Huang Shi glanced at the girl, and the girl quickly lowered her head. Maybe it just looks cheap. Huang Shi then slightly tidied her hair and said, How can that be? When I was young, I didn't have money. There were a few special days when I bought this kind of red wine. I even bought it personally. When I was young, it was only 5 yuan a bottle. Now it has risen to 8 or 10 yuan. Lin Xian. Huang Shi. Was there something wrong with this person's brain? Couldn't you give me some face? Can't you just say something along the lines of maybe? Huang Shi was furious. Are these really not delicious? Huang Shi felt that she had already put in a lot of effort to get someone to prepare it. It's okay. She didn't want to hear that it was okay, but it was delicious. These are the recipes given by the top human chef. My subordinate made it, so it should suit your human taste. Lin Xian frowned. Suit their human taste? Did she cook this meal for him? But why? Maybe it just doesn't suit my taste. I like spicy food, so no matter what it is, if it's not bad, then it's delicious. Go, ask that person to make another table of spicy food. If it doesn't work this time, kill him. Huang Shi slightly waved her slender fingers at the girl, and the girl quickly walked away. Lin Xian. I say, Senior, why? We've never met before, have we? You captured me, beat me, scolded me, and imprisoned me. I'll admit it. You even decorated the garden, dressed yourself up, and hired someone to cook for me. Why? Lin Xian asked in confusion. Could it be that she likes me? Yes, these things made Lin Xian feel that she did indeed like him. However, his charm was indeed great, but it couldn't be so great that such a great demon immortal would fall in love with him even though they had never met before, right? Huang Shi frowned slightly. This sovereign has already said that I have never specially decorated the garden, nor have I specially hired anyone to cook for you. It is only this sovereign's own people who cooked for you. Normally, this sovereign will also eat these things. Furthermore, this sovereign has never specially dressed up. This is also how it is normally. Huang Shi said stubbornly. Lin Xian. All right. I'll eat. You are not allowed to eat. I've eaten all the dishes that were specially prepared for me. Bang. She smashed the table with her palm. I already said that I didn't make it especially for you. Lin Xian. He swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Okay. He nodded. Huang Shi exhaled and then waved her hand. A girl walked over. You have 2 hours. If you can't make 20 dishes, you can be killed. Huang Shi said indifferently. Lin Xian. Yes. Huang Shi glanced at the ground and then looked at Lin Xian. What do you want to eat? This sovereign will let them cook. No. There must be. Lin Xian. Then I want to eat beef fried noodles, medium spicy. Huang Shi. What else? Seafood noodles, more seafood. What else? Coca-Cola. Bang. Huang Shi smashed the edge of the chair she was sitting on and then stood up, scaring Lin Xian. Is that all you want? Huang Shi's voice was a little angry. To be precise, it was a little resentful. Lin Xian was stunned for a moment and then shrank his head. He was a little scared and said weakly, No, I like this. Didn't you ask me what I like to eat? Huang Shi took a deep breath. Do it. Yes. Another girl who was waiting for orders hurriedly walked away. No, Senior, I want to know what you want to do. If you have something to say, just tell me. If I agree, I agree. If I don't agree, I'd rather die than submit. Can't we talk frankly? Lin Xian. He felt that she liked him or cared about him. Her favorability was also 0 to 93. However, Lin Xian couldn't be sure. Then why was there a possibility that her favorability was 0? This sovereign just wants to treat you to something. Then why? Shut up. Huang Shi shouted. Lin Xian. She's crazy. Then the two of them were silent for a while. That, Lin Xian said weakly. Speak. Are you lusting after my body? Lin Xian asked softly. After saying that, he was already prepared to be beaten. Huang Shi was slightly stunned. She didn't say anything. After a while, she looked at the starry sky and said, The stars have changed. As expected, that slut is still that slut. Lin Xian scratched his head. Do you want to remember the past? Huang Shi looked at Lin Xian and asked. Lin Xian frowned. The past? What do you mean? The past life. Huang Shi said. Lin Xian. What the hell? The past life. He knew that things like cultivation were especially mysterious. However, Lin Xian had never come into contact with things like past and present lives. He didn't even know whether such things existed or where people went after death. Lin Xian didn't know all of these. However, if this was the case, Lin Xian might be able to explain some things. Why was it that he didn't know her at all, but she seemed to have a good relationship with him, as if they had known each other for a long time? She even treated him to a big meal and deliberately dressed up. Could it be that he really had a past life? Were they lovers in his past life? Lin Xian transmigrated from Earth. Therefore, he had the right to believe in such things. Including... Lin Xian thought of Bing Lingyue. Didn't this empress also make him feel baffled? It was just that. He was here in his past life, then on Earth in his next life, and returned here in this life? Was it like this? Damn. If that was the case, Lin Xian felt that he was somewhat invincible. You know me in my past life, right? Lin Xian asked. Yes. Then I don't want to remember. Lin Xian shook his head. Huang Shi frowned. Why? Chapter 1350. Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders. He was completely at ease. Although he couldn't remember, he was sure that he was fine. Wow. What kind of dog was he in his previous life? What kind of people did he date? One was a demon god, and the other was the empress. Amazing. But thinking about it, it didn't seem that bad now. He had demon gods, goddesses, and so on. Lin Xian smiled and said, It's very simple. The memories of this life are simply too troublesome. I've only lived for a few years, and I already have so many troubles. If there's another life, won't I be worried to death? You're still as smart as ever. Huang Shi glanced at Lin Xian. Lin Xian sat on the stone bench and said, Thank you for the compliment. You think this lord is complimenting you? Lin Xian. Huang Shi also sat over there. Cough, cough. Lin Xian coughed and looked at Huang Shi. Damn it. Lin Xian was originally panicking to death, but now he wasn't panicking at all. Then, Lin Xian stretched out his hand and gently pressed on Huang Shi's hand. He could clearly feel that Huang Shi trembled slightly, but other than that, she didn't have any other reaction. So, we were lovers before? Huang Shi said faintly, Yes. Lin Xian's eyes suddenly lit up. But you abandoned me after having sex with me. Lin Xian. Shua. Lin Xian instantly retracted his hand. What the hell? Does this have to be so King exciting? What the hell is she doing? She couldn't have... That. Big sister, listen to me. Either you found the wrong person, or even if it is, it's him, not me. Please don't misunderstand. He is him, and I am me. We're not the same person. That person is a retard, an idiot, a beast. Senior, you abandoned such a beautiful woman, you must be blind. Lin Xian hurriedly said. Damn it. Lin Xian's survival instinct was extremely strong as he cursed. Huang Shi. Huang Shi frowned slightly. What he said actually made sense. He was himself, and the current Lin Xian was Lin Xian. They were the same person, but not the same person. If his memories could come back, he would want his past memories, then they would be the same person. But he didn't want that. Huang Shi's beautiful eyes stared at Lin Xian as though she was thinking of a reason. Get up. Huang Shi said faintly, then turned around and walked forward. What? Follow me to a place. Lin Xian then followed behind her. Lin Xian didn't panic at first, but when he heard her say that her predecessor had abandoned her, he was really scared to death again. No wonder her favorability towards him was 0 to 93. Lin Xian was afraid that because of his wrong words or something, her favorability would be reduced to 0. Perhaps she would do something crazy. It was really hard to say. Senior. Huang Shi walked forward without saying anything. Speaking of which, in the past. Apui, not me but that person in the past. Other than being a blind person, what else was he like? Lin Xian asked. Although he didn't want to know about those memories, he was still quite curious. Lin Xian's question pulled Huang Shi's thoughts back to more than 800 years ago. Her footsteps stopped. Huang Shi's beautiful eyes looked into the distance. Very talented, very warm, very carefree. Lin Xian sighed inwardly. Sure enough, it was really good. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't be able to pursue such a person. Very heartless. Lin Xian. We're here. Huang Shi looked ahead. Lin Xian looked over. It was a stone, a rather large stone. Its surface was very smooth and it was sitting there. Obviously, Huang Shi had moved it over from somewhere. However, it could be seen that this stone was very carefully protected by her. It wouldn't be blown by the wind, nor would it be hit by the rain, nor would it be exposed to the sun. Lin Xian walked over. There were 2 palm prints on the stone. Other than the palm prints, there were also some sword marks. This is the place where we first met, in the immortal ocean. At that time, I was seriously injured and it was you who saved me. This is also the place where we swore an oath of undying love. At the same time, it was also the place where you left me. It was also the place where you attacked me. Lin Xian. Wow. Huang Shi turned around and looked at Lin Xian. Then, she raised her hand and Lin Xian flew over. Following which, his hand directly pressed into the palm prints. When Lin Xian's hand pressed into one of the palm prints, a golden radiance flickered. At the same time, Lin Xian's hair and clothes fluttered wildly. He slowly closed his eyes. 10 seconds later, the golden radiance disappeared. When he opened his eyes again, his gaze had changed. His aura had also completely changed. Huang Shi stood there quietly and looked at him. Lin Xian, no. He withdrew his hand and straightened his body with his back facing Huang Shi. What? You don't even want to look at me? Are you feeling guilty or disgusted? Huang Shi's cold voice came from behind. However, he could feel that there was a faint tremor in her voice. Lin Mo slowly turned around. He was Lin Xian. Lin Xian was him. It was the same soul, just different memories. It was just that Lin Xian temporarily controlled Lin Xian's body, or rather, his previous body. Cici. Lin Mo looked at her. Don't call me that. It's disgusting. Huang Shi said coldly. Lin Mo laughed bitterly and self-deprecatingly. So many years have passed. Some things should be put down. I've left long ago. Lin Mo raised his head and looked at his palm. In this life, No. I'm not me. I'm not me anymore. I'm still very weak. Don't tell me you want to kill him? I want to kill him. He's you and you're him. He's not me. The one talking to you now is me. Lin Mo said. Coward. Seeing a coward like you again really disgusts me to the extreme. Huang Shi said leisurely. Lin Mo sat on the rock and slowly said, I'm sorry. I don't need you to say that. Seeing you again, I only want to ask you one thing. You want to ask why I chose Ling Yu back then, right? Yes. Back then, you said that you were human and I was a fae. You hated fae and even wanted to kill me. Now, I want to ask you one last time. Is that the case? Lin Mo looked up at her. No. I want to see how you can lie to me. What other sweet nothings can you say? Huang Shi sneered coldly. Then, he looked at Huang Shi and said, Humans live once every 100 years. Fae live once every 100 years. Even if my talent isn't weak, even if I reach the heavenly Tao realm, can I live for 3,000 years? And 3,000 years is just a snap of a finger to you who will have a lifespan of at least 100,000 years. If I die, do you want to endure 100,000 years of loneliness? Ling Yu is human too. I can accompany her for a lifetime and leave with her. Huang Shi's body trembled. Liar. You're still a liar. You're still lying to me. When Huang Shi heard his words, She lost control of her emotions as her eyes turned red. Lin Mo looked at her. I'm very happy to be able to say these words. Regardless of whether you believe it or not, I did let you down. However, I'm already in the past. The current me doesn't know what he is like. I don't have any memories of him. I only hope that you won't let him remember what happened in the past. Please don't hurt him. Goodbye, Cece. Following that, golden light swirled around his body before it slowly dissipated. Don't go. Huang Shi flashed over and hugged Lin Xian's body. Lin Xian's eyes changed as he shook his head and looked at Huang Shi, who was hugging him. Holy *T. What's wrong? Chapter 1351. Lin Xian was really dumbfounded. When he pressed his hand into that handprint, he didn't know anything. It was as if his brain had crashed at that moment. It was as if he had skipped that period of time. Anyway, Lin Xian didn't have any recollection of it. By the time he regained his senses and opened his eyes, the woman was already hugging him. Lin Xian could feel the softness of her body, as well as the invincible fragrance of her body. Damn it! Did the heavens have to play with him like this? Lin Xian then raised his hand. His hand wanted to hug this woman in the air, but Yi Tianyi hesitated because he didn't dare. In the end, Lin Xian's hand still hugged her waist. Huang Shi's delicate body was slightly trembling. Her words just now seemed very cold and ruthless, but was it true? It wasn't true. If she was really ruthless, she wouldn't have waited here for 800 years. She wouldn't have waited for Lin Xian to appear, and she wouldn't have let Lin Xian live. He disappeared. She didn't know if what he said before he left was true or false, but she was willing to treat it as true. In Huang Shi's eyes, even if you lie to me, please don't tell me. Please lie to me forever. Huang Shi gradually recovered, and then her body slowly moved back. Her hand didn't move away from Lin Xian's body, and Lin Xian's hand didn't move away from her waist. They just stared at each other like this. Lin Xian didn't dare to look at her after glancing at her. Lin Xian was always a little afraid of this woman. Her kind of scaring was different from Yi Renbing. Yi Renbing deliberately scared you, but she might really scare you. To put it simply, after they got to know each other, Yi Renbing might say that she wanted to kill you, but she might really do it. You're crying. Lin Xian looked at Huang Shi in shock. Damn. What just happened? Why was she crying? Huang Shi let go of Lin Xian's hand and turned her face to the side. No, I was blinded by the wind and sand, she said indifferently. Lin Xian. Wow. I've seen this line 10,000 times in 10,000 TV dramas. Huang Shi. Your hand, she said. Lin Xian quickly let go. Lin Xian coughed dryly and said, I was worried that you would take things too hard and jump down. That's why I grabbed you. Let's go back. The food should be almost ready. Huang Shi said indifferently and walked away. Okay. Lin Xian caught up with her. You haven't told me what happened just now. I'm fine. Something must have happened. Scram. Oh, then I won't say anything. Lin Xian immediately cowered. Huang Shi also gradually recovered from her earlier emotions. Lin Mo was already in the past. He and Lin Xian were the same person, but also not the same person. If he could obtain Lin Mo's memories, then they would be the same person. However, he had said that he didn't want the current him to remember the past. The current Lin Xian also didn't want to remember the past. To Huang Shi, her answer was very clear. The rest was up to her to make her own choice. And wasn't her choice already reflected in her actions? He was Lin Xian. He was also Lin Mo. He was just equivalent to Lin Mo without his memories. He was still him. The two of them returned to the table. The food Lin Xian wanted to eat was on the table. Slurp. Lin Xian sat there and sucked the noodles crazily. Wow, this beef noodle dish is the most beef noodle dish I've ever eaten in my life. Lin Xian said as he sprinkled chili powder. Huang Shi looked at him and then at the noodles in front of him. Was it that delicious? He said all the delicacies were not delicious, but a bowl of noodles was enough to make him eat heartily. Eat it. Lin Xian glanced at Huang Shi. Huang Shi then took a small bite. You have to eat it in big bites. Eat noodles in big bites. Lin Xian smiled and then got up to sprinkle some chili powder on her. Try again. Huang Shi didn't say anything. She stirred it and tasted it. How is it? Lin Xian asked. It's okay. Lin Xian. Wow. A reversal of 2 levels? Cough, cough, cough. The taste is different. I like to eat simple things like this. Lin Xian then drank all the soup. Huang Shi also gradually finished the bowl of noodles. It's good, it's good. Lin Xian leaned there and touched his stomach. Huang Shi gently wiped her red lips. That. Is there anything else? If there's nothing else, can you let me go? I'm still in the Qianwu Conference's trial. It concerns whether I can enter the God's Awakening door. It's very important. I believe you must have heard of the God's Awakening door. Lin Xian looked at her and said, No. Huang Shi shook her head. Why? Lin Xian frowned and asked. She was a couple with him in his previous life, but that was also a matter of his previous life. Even if he abandoned her in his previous life, she should be able to understand that it had nothing to do with him, right? She shouldn't be stupid. But why didn't she let him go? Because I don't want to. Lin Xian. But it concerns my future. Why didn't she want to? She didn't want to let him go. Of course, this was also one aspect. She didn't want to let him enter the God's Awakening door. Why? Because Lin Mo was a very well-behaved person. As his women, they were all willing to serve him with other women. On the contrary, he was the one who wasn't willing. He only wanted to be loyal to one person. Wasn't this infuriating? Was he still a man? Of course, Huang Shi now felt that it was just an excuse. It was an excuse to get rid of her and abandon her. He said it passionately, but in reality, he was the most hypocritical person in the world. Back then, he also entered the God's Awakening door. What happened after that? He never came out again. That's right, he died in the God's Awakening door. That was what he said to Bing Lingyue. He said that he would definitely come back. Then he went to the God's Awakening door and never came back. Because before that, he had a heavenly fate jewel in Bing Lingyue's hands. When the jewel was destroyed, the person was destroyed. After that, Bing Lingyue fell into a deep sleep. No time passed. She wanted to see him again. She believed that they would see each other again. But she didn't know how long it would take. With their lifespan, even the heavenly Tao would only let them live for a few thousand years. At most, they could live for 10,000 years. She didn't want to wait for many years to see him again. She was already old. She also believed that the first person she would see when she woke up would be him. Because he said so. But Bing Lingyue was worried that she might fall into a deep sleep for a long time. When she woke up, her memory of him would be blurred and disappear. There was no concept of time in deep sleep. But the brain could really gradually lose its memory. So, she was willing to use the love flower to make herself fall in love with the first person she saw when she woke up. Because he said so, she believed that the first person she would see when she woke up would be him. What a love-struck woman. Chapter 1352. Humans could be reincarnated after death. Animals could be reincarnated as well. Life could be reincarnated after death. This was a rule that no one could understand. No one knew where to reincarnate or how to reincarnate, but it was a rule that existed. It was possible that some people would reincarnate the next day after death. They might no longer be human and enter another world. It was also possible that they would reincarnate after hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of years. It was uncertain. Therefore, why did Bing Lingyue put him into a slumber? However, Huang Shi was different. Her lifespan was destined to be hundreds of thousands of years. Her bloodline and talent were there for all to see. She was willing to wait. In fact, in terms of pain, Huang Shi was probably in more pain. Huang Shi knew that Lin Mo had died inside after entering. Therefore, he could not enter. It's very dangerous inside. It's best you don't enter. I know it's very dangerous. It's more dangerous than you imagine, said Huang Shi. Lin Xian frowned. Do you know something about it? Do you know what's inside the door of God's awakening? Lin Xian asked in astonishment. Huang Shi shook her head. I don't know. Then, she looked at Lin Xian. She even regretted something. What was she regretting? She would let him know about the past and present. Therefore, Huang Shi's petite body released a terrifying force as Lin Xian watched her helplessly. What are you doing? Time. Reversal. Schwa. At the next instant, the scene around the duo changed as they appeared beside the table. The dishes on the table were still the same as before. Lin Xian was sitting there, looking at the lobster. Time reversal is the highest level power of the time attribute. It's normal for you to stop time, but it's really difficult for you to reverse time. For example, could Lin Xian's time attribute reverse time? Yes. A few seconds. Furthermore, the range was only that large. He was the only one in the group. It was too difficult. Without reaching the heavenly Tao realm, there was really no way to truly release time reversal. Huang Shi sat there, gasping for breath. She turned back time. Although it wasn't long, it was very difficult. She was a releaser, and she had also gone back in time, but she could still remember those things. Lin Xian, on the other hand, was completely oblivious to what was happening. He was truly being pushed back by this force over time. Simply put, reversing time also meant rewriting the future. However, in this short period of time, Lin Xian's future was still fine. Turning back time was only one of the reasons. She regretted telling Lin Xian about her past life. No, to be precise, she only told him that they knew each other in their past lives, which made him realize that there was a past life. She didn't want to anymore. It's not bad, Lin Xian said after taking a bite of the lobster. Lin Xian frowned. What's wrong with you? You look very tired. Huang Shi stood up and took a deep breath. Xiao Qing, go make him some beef noodles and seafood noodles. Add chili in advance. Yes, master. Lin Xian. What the heck? She actually knows what I want to eat? I'm going back to my room to rest first. Someone will bring you there after you finish eating. Lin Xian scratched his head. What the heck? Someone will bring me there after I finish eating? To where? To her room. Is she crazy? One must know that when he turned back time to this place, Lin Xian only experienced the stage where she asked him if the food was delicious, and he said it was not bad. Lin Xian didn't know anything else. At this time, Huang Shi didn't tell Lin Xian any words that they knew in their past lives. Therefore, Lin Xian was especially dumbfounded at this moment. This was the power of time. Time and space were known as the two strongest heaven-defying attributes. Wasn't it extracted from this place? If you have the time attribute, and if you control it well enough, then you might really be able to rewrite the future. For example, if someone dies in a car accident and you happen to be beside them, if you want to save him, then you can use time reversal. Generally speaking, no matter how strong a person is, they can only reverse time by less than half an hour. A world had many elements. Life, light, water, air. But a world needed space. It had to have time. Therefore, this was also why these two elements were the strongest. But at present, even if one was at the heavenly Tao realm with 10 stars, how much of the strength of these two elements could they truly produce? Hey, can you give me the phone to play? No, during this time, if I see you secretly chatting with anyone, I will send someone to kill whoever you chat with. Huang Shi walked away after saying that. Lin Xian. Wah. This woman is crazy. Lin Xian wiped his mouth after eating. Young master, please follow little Qing. Lin Xian stood up. Where are we going? To master's room. Lin Xian. What the heck? Are we really going to her room? Why are we going to her room? This. Little Qing doesn't know either. In short, It's master's orders. Lin Xian scratched his head in confusion. What was the extent of his memories of Huang Shi? After their first meeting, he had just woken up. Due to the delay, he came over for a meal. She merely asked him if he was good before leaving. That's right. Lin Xian's memory. No, it wasn't a memory. It was an experience that led him to this place. Do you think she likes me? Lin Xian asked. Perhaps. Little Qing was taken aback for a moment before replying. Right. How can a girl's room, and a Fey god's room at that? Besides, it's so late at night. If she has something to tell me, she could have done it outside. Why would she go to her room? So she might like me, right? It seemed like Lin Xian was asking that girl, but in fact, he was telling himself, yes, that's right. Don't panic. That's right. I don't know. Little Qing shook her head. All right. When they passed by the stone, Lin Xian looked over and frowned. That stone, Little Qing then said, that stone has been there for as long as Little Qing can remember. Master has never allowed us to go there. Young Master can't go there either. All right. We're here. Then, Xiao Qing brought Lin Xian to a beautiful big house that looked like a villa. This house was dozens of stories high, and at the top, Lin Xian saw a red light. Master is in the room at the top. Little Qing won't be going. Young Master, please. Then, Little Qing opened the door for Lin Xian. Lin Xian walked in a daze. There was only one room at the top. It felt like a hotel hall. There was a huge door. Lin Xian then walked over and gently pushed it open. What entered his eyes was a charming pink light. Chapter 1353. Lin Xian was dumbfounded. Because he had been turned back in time, he didn't know anything about the past. What past and present life? It was as if he hadn't experienced anything before. Then, she asked him to go to her room. Lin Xian panicked. He didn't know what to do until he saw the pink light. To be honest, there was no other color that could make a man daydream more than this faint pink light. Lin Xian swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Damn! What is this for? Pink light, this can't be. Lin Xian then tried knocking on the door that was already open. Senior, I'm here. Can I come in? Lin Xian asked with a bit of fear and uncertainty. Come in. Huang Shi's indifferent and slightly lazy voice came from inside. Lin Xian then slowly closed the door and walked in. It was so big. This room was so big that it could be the first floor of the hotel, and he could see so many things. In any case, any luxurious things that one could imagine in a room were placed neatly here. The most exaggerated thing was that Lin Xian saw a wardrobe so big that it made his mouth drop. God! This wardrobe, are you trying to open a clothing store? This wardrobe could hold all the clothes in a small clothing store, right? This was a demon god. This woman seemed to know how to enjoy life even more than Yi Renbing. What? Where are you? Lin Xian asked. The most exaggerated thing was that he couldn't see anyone after entering this room. How big was this damn room? Moreover, this was just a room. There was no need to open the door. He just had to turn left and right. Behind the screen. Huang Shi's voice came again. Lin Xian looked at the fiery red screen in front of him. There was a phoenix pattern on the screen and it was especially beautiful. Lin Xian walked over helplessly. When Lin Xian went around the screen, he was stunned. Whoosh! Lin Xian abruptly turned around, his back facing Huang Shi. Wow! He was convinced. Behind the screen was a round bathtub of about 50 square meters. Lin Xian couldn't see anything else clearly because the bathtub was filled with mist. He could only vaguely see Huang Shi's figure leaning against the edge of the bathtub. It seemed like she wasn't wearing anything. Lin Xian was dumbfounded. Why did he have to turn around? Because he was afraid. Although there were signs that this woman might be lusting after his body, Lin Xian was really scared. Tell me, A heavenly Tao realm existence captured you and did not say much after capturing you. Then, she invited you over for dinner, but before the meal was over, she left. She did not even say much before asking him to come to her room. Now, she is bathing. Yes, Lin Xian felt the same. As for the reason, he did not know. However, although he felt that it was the case, he found it baffling. He had goddess-like existences by his side. Ling Long Shui, the Void Fox, Yi Ren Bing, the Demon God, Bing Lingyue, and Empress. Apart from Bing Lingyue, Lin Xian might have obtained them in a baffling manner. But for Ling Long Shui and Yi Ren Bing, which one of them wasn't obtained by Lin Xian after risking his life and crawling back from the brink of death again and again? He never imagined that there would come a day when an existence at the level of Ling Long Shui would seduce him. That's right. She took the initiative to seduce him. That was abnormal. Therefore, Lin Xian was afraid. Huang Shi looked through the mist at Lin Xian, who had his back facing her. Hypocrite. She said faintly. Sis. I'm not being hypocritical. I'm just afraid. Lin Xian said helplessly. He was afraid that he would see something he shouldn't see and then Huang Shi would kill him or gouge out his eyes. What? She could obviously kill him and torture him as she pleased. Why would she do this? Who would understand? How could Lin Xian know the thoughts of an expert? What are you afraid of? If I really wanted to kill you, do you think you would still be alive? Huang Shi said faintly. Splash. Then, the sound of water flowed into Lin Xian's ears. He couldn't stand it. As a man, he really couldn't stand this kind of sound. Especially when the tip of his nose was filled with that kind of fragrance. However, Huang Shi's words made Lin Xian's relaxed brows loosen. She said that if she really wanted to kill him, she would have already done so. This sentence actually meant that she wouldn't kill him? Then did that mean she was really seducing him? Wah! What did he do to deserve this? Come and help me wipe it. Huang Shi said lightly. Lin Xian. Gulp. Are you sure you won't hurt me if I wipe it? Stop talking nonsense. All right. Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders and walked over. Through the mist, Lin Xian saw Huang Shi, who was sitting in the water and leaning against the edge with her hair draped over her shoulders. Damn it! Lin Xian was dumbfounded. What was the point? She might be wearing something else, but she really wasn't wearing anything. However, Lin Xian couldn't see anything. Why? She was only leaking up to her shoulders. The water was very clear, but there were colorful petals floating on the surface of the water. The petals gathered in that area and blocked Lin Xian's view. Lin Xian couldn't see what was going on under the water. Lin Xian walked behind her. Wipe where? Lin Xian swallowed a mouthful of saliva and asked. Where do you want to wipe? I can wipe it up to your shoulders. Lin Xian looked at that fair skin and his nose was about to bleed. Up to you. Huang Shi closed her eyes and leaned against the wall and said lightly. Lin Xian. This woman was seducing him and now she was hinting at him. Wipe where? Up to you? Wasn't this a blatant declaration? But this was also Lin Xian's guess. This was the heavenly Tao. Lin Xian didn't dare to do it. Although he had triggered the mission, but who the F***CK could withstand this? Then I'll wipe it. Then, Lin Xian stood behind her and used a towel to wipe her shoulders, neck, and other areas. Don't go to the God's awakening door. Huang Shi closed her eyes and leaned against the wall and said lazily. Why? Lin Xian frowned. It's very dangerous. There was no problem going to the God's awakening door, but Huang Shi only knew that Lin Xian died in the God's awakening door and Lin Xian was his reincarnation. Now that Lin Xian wanted to go to the God's awakening door, she didn't have a good feeling. She had a feeling that history might repeat itself. After all, she had experienced it before, so she was afraid. There's no reason. Huang Shi said. There must be a reason. Do you know what's inside the God's awakening door? Lin Xian asked doubtfully. I don't know, but you better not go. I have to go. It's not a place where death is certain. Moreover, That place is too important for a martial artist, so I have to go. So, can you let me go? I have to participate in the Tianwu conference. Lin Xian asked. Huang Shi's slender hands swam on the water surface, brushing the petals one by one. When she heard Lin Xian's words, she stopped. Then are you going to leave now, or take me? Walala, Huang Shi stood up and slowly turned to look at Lin Xian. Lin Xian. Chapter 1354. Wah! Lin Xian was dumbfounded. This woman, she really wasn't wearing anything. She was standing right in front of him. What the F***ck? Huang Shi's eyes flashed red. Lin Xian didn't understand what her eyes meant. Under normal circumstances, she had normal eyes, but sometimes, her pupils would turn red. It was very strange. But now, it didn't matter. Gulp. This wasn't King seduction anymore. She wanted to F***ck him. Choose. Huang Shi looked at Lin Xian. Then, can I choose the second one before choosing the first one? Lin Xian coughed dryly. His eyes didn't move away. One was the mission, the other was Little Yingying and the God's Awakening Door. It was so difficult. What was the key? The key was that Lin Xian felt that she was the kind of person who wouldn't be able to complete the first one if she chose the second one. Since she chose to possess you, she couldn't leave. Lin Xian really felt that she was such a person. No. Lin Xian looked up at her. Then I'd better go back. Lin Xian said. Huang Shi was stunned. Crack, crack, crack. She gradually clenched her fists and the fiery red in her eyes became even more intense. Why? Why did he still choose to leave when she was already standing right in front of him? Were those human girls prettier than her? Nobler than her? More powerful than her? Why? Why did she have the same feeling as back then? She felt as if she was worthless in front of him. Back then, he could leave without caring about their old relationship. Now, she was standing right in front of him and he still chose to leave. Wasn't the meaning the same? Lin Xian gulped and looked at her. What was she trying to do? At this moment, Huang Shi's wet hair fluttered and her body was surrounded by a strong aura. Really, Lin Xian was scared to death. Hey, don't be like this. Don't be angry. It's very scary. Lin Xian took 2 steps back. Wah! What the hell was this? He didn't do anything to her and she was angry? How could she be like this? Huang Shi raised her hand, and then her figure flickered and vanished on the spot. After that, she grabbed Lin Xian's neck. In the next instant, both of them appeared by the side of the wall, and Lin Xian was leaning against it. However, she didn't use much strength in her grip on Lin Xian's neck. She merely restrained him. I'll give you one more chance. Lin Xian really hated the feeling of being threatened by others. But, this woman's naked. Aren't you embarrassed? Even if she wasn't shy, Lin Xian would already have feelings for her. But, choose again. I'll choose the first one. I want to leave. I want to become stronger. I can make you stronger. Huang Shi said coldly. That's different. Huang Shi then let go of Lin Xian. Then you can leave. She turned around. Lin Xian touched his neck. Then, I'm really leaving. Lin Xian then walked to the door. When you take a step out of here, they will all die. Huang Shi said indifferently. Lin Xian. I say, big sister, what are you doing? Don't make it so difficult for me, okay? Lin Xian went crazy. Huang Shi frowned. You won't be able to find a boyfriend like this. Even if you find a boyfriend, you will definitely force him away. Lin Xian said. Huang Shi's delicate body suddenly trembled. Why? Am I not beautiful enough or what? Huang Shi slowly turned around and looked at Lin Xian. You're beautiful enough, too beautiful, but what? But you will make men very tired. Huang Shi was stunned. I can understand that you want my body. But we haven't done anything yet and you're making it so difficult for me. I can't imagine what will happen in the future. So, I want to leave. Huang Shi's beautiful eyes trembled slightly as she looked at Lin Xian. She understands me better. This was what Lin Emo said. At first, she didn't understand what he meant. Understand him better? Understand him better? She also understood him very well. She even dared to say that Bing Lingyue might not understand him as well as she did. So, she didn't understand what he meant. Or was it just an excuse from Lin Mo? It was just a lie that he had used to deceive her. But at this moment, the moment Lin Xian said this, she seemed to understand. So this was what he meant when he said, understand. It was simple. When he was tired, she would massage his shoulders, pour him a glass of water, make him a meal, comfort him when he was depressed, talk to him when he was lonely. But it wasn't. From the beginning to the end, she would only be unruly and follow him around. She didn't want to leave, regardless of the occasion or time. She didn't even ask if he was willing. She understood. Huang Shi laughed. Sure enough, you taught me a lesson. Huang Shi muttered. Lin Xian frowned. What do I mean? That. I'm not saying that you're not good. With your appearance and status, what kind of man can't you get? I'm saying that it's not right for you to say that. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose and said, Okay, I understand. Huang Shi then slowly walked towards Lin Xian. Then I'll give you another chance to choose. The first or the second. Lin Xian, what the F***ck? If you choose the second, you can also choose the first. Huang Shi stood in front of Lin Xian and said faintly, Lin Xian. Really? Yes. Then choose the second. Huang Shi's eyes returned to normal. Then you can do it. How? How did you do it before? Lin Xian scratched his head and then swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Are you sure? Yes. Ding. Prince Charming points plus 300 million. Ding. Congratulations on completing the mission. All attributes unlocked. You've obtained Dark Fire. Damn. How could he let go of something that was sent to his mouth? But what made Lin Xian feel that it was inconceivable was that this woman was actually her first time. That's right, it was her first time. She had accompanied him for a long time. Actually, it wasn't that long. It was only 2 or 3 years. In these 2 or 3 years, she was very happy. But the last step between them didn't happen. She still didn't understand why. Because there were many times when she took the initiative and he was the one who rejected her. Or, actually, from the beginning, she had been hiding the fact that she was a devil. Did he already know that she was a devil? Then why did he want to be with her? In those 3 years, she really didn't release her power even once. The devil didn't release their power. Plus, her realm wasn't weaker than Lin Mo's at that time, so he didn't know that she was a devil. One night passed just like that. Chapter 1355. The next morning, in the afternoon, Lin Xian opened his eyes. He didn't care about the reward because last night was 2F** king exciting. Ouch. My waist hurts, my waist hurts. Lin Xian supported his waist and sat up. Really, he didn't stop last night. It wasn't that he didn't stop, but that woman didn't stop either. What could Lin Xian do? He was a man. If the woman didn't stop, how could he stop? Then, his waist hurt. Do you think it was easy for his waist? Most importantly, this woman was simply too invincible. She was too perfect. Lin Xian couldn't take it anymore. F***ck, if there's a next time, I'm not human. Lin Xian massaged his waist and put on his clothes. That Huang Shi had already disappeared, and even the bedsheet had been taken away by her at an unknown time. But this woman's first time, is it true? Lin Xian, on the other hand, was completely stunned. He felt that it was unbelievable. It wasn't that she couldn't be a virgin. Look at Ling Long Shui and Yi Renbing. They had lived for so long. But they had never had a boyfriend before. But this Huang Shi, although Lin Xian didn't know, Lin Xian felt that she had a boyfriend before. Even if she didn't have a boyfriend, such a noble woman would take the initiative to do other men after her first time? Would you believe it? So at that time, Lin Xian felt that she might be a prostitute. But this was the first time she broke Lin Xian's guess. But until now, Lin Xian still didn't understand. Why would she fall for him? He really didn't know her. If Huang Shi didn't use time reversal, Lin Xian would know everything. But now, Lin Xian really didn't know. Lin Xian yawned and jumped off the bed while rubbing his waist. Initially, Lin Xian thought that Huang Shi had gone somewhere. Then, Lin Xian glanced around and saw that she was actually on the balcony at the side. No, it should be the rooftop. She was wearing loose fiery red pajamas and sat there with her legs crossed. The wind blew her hair and she sat there drinking tea. Lin Xian walked over. "Are you hungry?" Huang Shi didn't turn her head and just asked. "Ah, I'm okay. The noodles have been made. They'll send it up later." "Thank you." Lin Xian nodded and sat beside her. He wanted to take advantage of her, but Lin Xian's hand inexplicably retracted. This woman was so flirtatious last night. Why was she so cold? She wanted to make sure Lin Xian dare not touch her. Huang Shi saw Lin Xian's actions from the corner of her eye, and the corners of her lips curled up slightly. "Touch me if you want to," she said indifferently. Lin Xian, forget it. Lin Xian smiled awkwardly. He wanted to, but her attitude made him afraid. "What's wrong?" Huang Shi turned her head and glanced at Lin Xian. "Nothing. My waist hurts." Lin Xian smiled awkwardly. "That's right. I don't understand. Why did you choose me? Did something happen between us?" Lin Xian asked. "No need to ask, no need to guess. That's it." "Oh." Lin Xian nodded. Damn it. The more she said this, the more curious he was. "There are some things that Bing Lingyue didn't tell you?" Huang Shi asked. She only knew that Bing Lingyue sealed herself in ice to wait for Lin Mo to come back. She didn't know anything else. She didn't even know that Bing Lingyue was born. She had been with Lin Xian for a long time, but she still didn't know. Until 2 days ago, when she saw Lin Xian, she knew that he was back. Lin Xian looked at her. "You know Bing Lingyue?" Lin Xian showed a surprised expression. Wait, if it was inexplicable, then Bing Lingyue was similar to her. Bing Lingyue had become his woman out of nowhere. She was the empress of a generation. Huang Shi was the same. They were similar in this aspect. Coincidentally, they knew each other. I know her. Huang Shi took a sip of tea and then casually crossed her legs on Lin Xian's lap. "She didn't tell me that she lost her memory." "Lost her memory?" Huang Shi looked at Lin Xian in surprise. "Yes. When I first saw her, it was in an ice palace. I thought she was dead. She suddenly opened her eyes and almost scared me to death." "But what happened? You must know." "I know, but I don't want to tell you." Lin Xian, "Then I'll tickle you." "You can try," Huang Shi said faintly. "Then." Lin Xian didn't dare to do it. "All right, he was a coward, all right? Then how is your relationship with her?" "Like fire and water." Lin Xian, "Wah." His mentality was gone. Cough, cough, cough. Lin Xian coughed awkwardly. "Can't you tell me a little?" Lin Xian held her foot in his hand. Huang Shi's delicate body trembled slightly, but she didn't pull away. "Let's talk about it later. Are you sure you want to go to the God's Awakening door?" She asked the question again. "Definitely." Huang Shi nodded. "Let's go after dinner," she said. Lin Xian's eyes lit up. Damn. Although this woman was scary, she still kept her word. "Okay." Huang Shi glanced at him again. Was he going to be so heartless or leave directly? "You won't stay for another day?" Lin Xian said, "I want to stay too." Hypocrite. It's true, but my friends are still fighting at the front line and might even be in danger. But I'm drunk on the fragrance of a beauty. I can't get over it, Lin Xian said. Huang Shi nodded, then pulled her foot away and walked away. Where are you going? Lin Xian asked. Just go. Then she pushed open the door and walked away. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. Wah! He was really a beast. I'll come back after the Qianwu conference ends. Lin Xian let out a sigh and turned his attention to the dark flames. This was his reward. It definitely wasn't bad. Lin Xian stretched out his hand, and a flame condensed in his palm. In Lin Xian's perception, this flame was many times stronger than the flames he released before. Lin Xian rarely used the fire attribute previously because he had the lightning attribute. The lightning attribute's destructive power was stronger, and the fire attribute was useless. But now, this flame was red with a hint of black. This was the first time Lin Xian had seen a flame of this level. What's so special about this dark flame? It shouldn't be as simple as its destructive power and temperature being higher. Lin Xian pondered for a moment, then he carefully sensed it. Dark flame, I understand now. So this dark flame even condenses the power of darkness. In other words, when I release this dark flame, it can directly ignore the opponent's defense. Lin Xian's eyes suddenly lit up. In other words, in terms of destructive power, the lightning attribute was still the strongest, but in terms of offensive power, the fire attribute might be stronger. Because the lightning attribute could be blocked, but the fire attribute, the dark flame, you can try blocking it. Chapter 1356. After Lin Xian finished his meal, he stood by the edge of the island. Behind him was the white flying fey beast that brought him here. Where's your demon immortal? Lin Xian asked. The heavenly Dao realm woman who brought Lin Xian here had a completely different attitude towards Lin Xian. She was alarmed. Only the heavens knew that the person she brought was... I don't know. Then, did your demon immortal leave me a way to contact her? Lin Xian asked. Young master, do you wish to contact Her Excellency? Lin Xian nodded. Of course. If she didn't leave any, I'll look for her. Lin Xian did not wish to be disconnected from her just like that. Yes. Then, she handed Lin Xian a piece of paper. On it was possible that she had already written a way to contact him, including Huang Shi's cell phone number and WeChat ID. She rarely used it, but it was much more convenient than a spirit artifact for communication. Furthermore, it did not cost anything. Therefore, her subordinates naturally used it when reporting matters to her. All right, please send me there. All right. Elsewhere, Morong Yu and company had just defeated an SS-ranked faction. The 6 girls were lying in the snow, panting. Xintong, how much are we ahead of them? Han Chuxue asked. Wang Xintong took a glance. We're ahead of Fengling's team of 3 S-rank factions, 1 SS-rank faction, and 1 SSS-ranked faction. However, they are slowly catching up to us. Wang Xintong said. Phew. Everyone, let's rest for half an hour before setting off again. Han Chuxue said. All right. Without Lin Xian, they indeed felt that it would be much, much more difficult. Lin Xian's combat strength, space, time, creation laws, and destruction laws could really increase their strength by a lot. They also realized that they couldn't do without Lin Xian. Thankfully, their abilities were extremely outstanding. They had been competing with Fengling's team over the past few days, but in terms of progress, they had been slightly pulled apart. Therefore, they could only fight even harder. After all, there were 9 of them and only 6 of them. It doesn't matter. There are 9 of them. As long as we can ensure that the number and quality of the forces we defeat in this round is equal to theirs, then we will definitely win. Xiao Xinyu said softly. Looking at the progress, it's a bit difficult. Our advantage is the difference of an SSS rank. After all, there are 9 of them and none of them are weak. Morong Yu said. In short, everyone, let's do our best. We'll bring along Lin Xian's share as well. Even if we fail, we'll still do our best. Ling Ying said. Sigh, I wonder how Lin Xian is doing? I can't contact him at all. Is he okay? Wang Xintong bit her lip. Wu Yuhan said faintly, if he says it's fine, then it should be fine. For the past 2 days, they had been staring at their phones, hoping that they would suddenly see Lin Xian's signal appear on the map. However, they never saw it. And this matter also attracted the attention of the various forces and powerhouses. Lin Xian had suddenly disappeared from the signal. This made them feel a little strange. There were 2 possibilities. First, he had exceeded the range, so the signal could not be captured. Second, his phone had been destroyed. The second possibility was more likely. It did not matter that his phone was destroyed. He still had the entire team. As long as the entire team had a phone, there would be no problem. Therefore, they did not ask, nor did they panic. They only thought that Lin Xian's phone had been destroyed. This was very normal. It was easy to destroy a phone in a big battle. However, losing a person's signal did not mean that he was dead. This did not match. However, if you were fighting alone and your signal was gone, it meant that you had defeated a force but could not mark it on the map. If you did not mark it, even if you had the monster crystal of that force's boss, it would be useless. No points would be added. You could only return to the North Pole to retrieve your phone again. This would waste a lot of time. As for Fengling, she was definitely paying attention to this matter. However, they were a team. It did not matter if Lin Xian's phone was destroyed, but this Lin Xian's phone had lost its signal 2 days ago. They must have experienced a big battle and probably suffered heavy injuries. Duan Ling Xiao said. That's right. Look, after Lin Xian's signal disappeared, their team speed slowed down a lot. This also means that Lin Xian's combat power should have been greatly affected. It might even be that he won't have much combat power in a short period of time. These 2 days, it should be the other 6 people who have been killing monsters. Xiao Yun nodded and said. Fengling's eyebrows slightly knitted. Could it be? Something happened to him? Is he dead? Su Jiming said. Everyone was stunned for a moment. It was possible. After all, many of the opponents they faced were in the Absolute Void stage. Those in the Absolute Void stage definitely had the ability to kill them. If they were not careful, they could really die. The possibility is not high. He has space and time. How could he die? Feng Qinghao said. That's not right. According to what Brother Feng said, he has space and time. How could he be injured? Even an injury that can't provide him with combat power for 2 days? Don't forget, he has the law of creation. If he is injured, no matter how serious the injury is, they will continue to heal. With his law of creation healing, he will recover very quickly. However, it has been 2 days and their progress has been gradually surpassed by us. This proves that Lin Xian has almost no combat power. If he is injured, he should recover very quickly. So, he might really be dead. Qin Ming's eyes suddenly lit up as he said. Hearing this, a few of them were in an extremely good mood. The possibility was very high. Fengling frowned. No. He would not die. She did not believe it. She was not willing to. She still wanted to defeat Lin Xian. She wanted to prove that Lin Xian could not die. However, she felt that the possibility was quite high. She had the law of creation, so she knew very well how fast and effective the law of creation could heal one's injuries. Lin Xian's signal had disappeared for 2 days, and their progress was so much slower. If it was the law of creation, he should be fine. Therefore, this possibility was there. Let's go. Let's go and take a look. Fengling said. Are you sure you want to go? Duan Lingxiao asked. Chu He said at this time, it's not a problem to go. Now that our 2 teams are very close, it won't take much time with the space attribute. We can go over and take a look at their situation. If something really happens to Lin Xian, we won't need to go to more dangerous places in the future. Understanding their situation is beneficial for us. Okay. Then let's go directly. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Then, they disappeared on the spot. Duan Lingxiao and the rest wished that Lin Xian was dead. Chapter 1357. After Morong Yu and the other girls rested, they went to the nearest SS rank organization. Among the 250 participants, there were very few who could pose a threat to an SS rank organization. There were not many of them. There were only 2 of them, and no more than 3 other teams. However, their 2 teams had the highest chance of defeating an SS rank organization. The others would be difficult. After all, SS rank organizations had absolute void stage experts, and there might even be 2 of them. Heavenly Venerables fighting absolute void stage experts was like licking blood on the tip of a blade. The best were in Lin Xian and Feng Ling's teams. The others would find it difficult to defeat an SS rank organization. What was Zhuge Feng doing now? That's right. He was killing a small organization by himself. He knew that the strong ones were in Feng Ling and Lin Xian's teams. These 2 teams had 16 people, and they only took the top 10. If there were no special circumstances, these 2 teams would definitely be in the top 10. The top 10 would be from these 16 people. Since he did not choose to join any of their teams, it proved that Zhuge Feng must have his own thoughts. His thoughts were simple. He liked someone, mainly because he felt that if he joined, he would definitely join Lin Xian's team. However, that team was too strong. He felt that he could not improve, so he might as well just go by himself. Perhaps many people looked down on the small organizations. Although they had low points, they were easy to kill. Zhuge Feng killed from B, A, and S rank alone. However, he could not do the same for SS rank. Wherever he went, he would attack any organization he encountered. As a result, his points accumulated quite a lot. Time passed slowly, and the sky soon turned dark. This should be the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf clan. Ling Ying looked at the huge territory in front of them. This was an SS rank organization. Previously, they had seen a few other teams come here and stay for a while before leaving. Some of them fought, and some of them probably left immediately after taking a look. Why? Because the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf clan was very strong. The Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf was a clan with a higher bloodline. At the same time, their combat strength was definitely the strongest in this area. The Wolf clan was very smart and had outstanding combat strength. What was the most powerful thing about the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf? That was night. The Silver Moon Sirius could borrow the power of the moonlight at night. It might not be able to double their strength, but it was definitely enough to increase their strength. Yes, the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf clan is the only SS rank faction nearby. Morong Yu nodded. Then we have to fight. However, it's better if we fight during the day. The Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf clan's battle prowess increases greatly at night. Moreover, there's also the Great Virtual Realm. Although we've all reached the 8 or 9 stars of the Heavenly Venerate realm in the past few days, without Lin Xian's domain to lower our realm, and with the fact that it's night, it'll be extremely difficult. Morong Yu said. But the sky has just darkened. There are still 10 hours before dawn. Are we going to waste those 10 hours? There are only a few B-rank organizations left in this area. It's a bit of a loss for us to spend 10 hours just for these few B-rank organizations. Xiao Xinyue said. It's quite a loss. Morong Yu thought for a while and said, if there's no other way, we can only take the risk and try. Hey, look, Feng Ling's team suddenly came to our side. They were originally tens of kilometers away, but Wang Xintong looked again. They were probably only a few kilometers away from each other. It could be the distance of a few mountains. Are they also coming to attack this place? Wu Yuhan frowned suddenly. Their team had people from the Feng clan and the Chu clan. She had not completely figured out what happened in the past, but at least for now, she was hostile towards these 2 clans. Attacking is one thing, but they're probably also here to harass us. Han Chushue said calmly. Then what should we do? Wang Xintong asked. Morongyu said, "We'll know when they arrive." Anyway, they only needed to know that they could not fight with each other. However, they could attack a certain organization together. As for who the organization belonged to, it would depend on who killed the big boss first and took the demonic crystal. When the demonic crystal fell into the hands of the person who took it, it would prove who the organization belonged to. Moreover, they could not snatch it. If anyone snatched it and reported it, the entire team would be gone. Very quickly, Feng Ling's team of 9 appeared behind them. Whoa! When they saw that there were 6 of them, Duan Ling Xiao and the others' eyes suddenly lit up. 6 people? And there were 6 women. Then Lin Xian. Was he really dead? Feng Ling's brows also furrowed suddenly. Was Lin Xian really not with them? Following which, the 9 of them walked over. You guys are progressing really fast. You still haven't let us overtake you. Respectable opponents. Duan Ling Xiao walked over and said with a smile. He liked Morongyu, but he no longer chose to blindly pursue Morongyu. If he could get it, he must get it. If he couldn't get it, he would not give up on everything and force it. You guys are the same. You guys are also very fast. Morongyu said lightly. Where's Lin Xian from your team? Where did he go? Xiao Yun then asked. How they wished to hear the news that Lin Xian was dead. You guys don't need to worry about where Lin Xian is. Ling Ying said vaguely as he peeled a lollipop and put it in his mouth. They frowned. From the looks of it, Lin Xian didn't seem to be dead. If Lin Xian was dead, they wouldn't be so calm. Was he pretending? To be honest, there was no need to pretend. Could it be? Did they have some kind of secret weapon? Could it be that this Lin Xian had gone to do something big? But no matter what he did, he needed a phone. Without a phone, he couldn't get any points. It was really strange. I saw that Lin Xian's signal disappeared 2 days ago. Now that Lin Xian isn't with you guys and your progress has fallen behind a lot. This Lin Xian. Could it be that something happened to him? Xiao Yun asked. Of course not. We have some plans, but it's not convenient to tell you guys. Morongyu said. He. They had a rough idea in their hearts. Something must have happened to Lin Xian. Otherwise, what could he do without a phone? He was probably seriously injured. Moreover, it was a serious injury that was difficult to recover from in a short period of time. Then, they placed him somewhere to recuperate. In order not to delay their progress, the 6 of them attacked the forces together. The slow progress these few days was enough to explain it. Otherwise, if they had any plans, they would definitely need at least one person to follow Lin Xian and clock in. Their progress couldn't be said to be slow, but it was too fast previously. Now, there is a Silver Moon Wolf SS-ranked force ahead. Everyone, what do you plan to do? Feng Ling glanced at them and said. Lin Xian should be fine. At most, he was seriously injured. Chapter 1358. Morongyu's gaze landed on the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf's territory in the distance. It might not be a bad thing for them to come. If they did not come, the 6 of them would be in a bit of danger. But now that they were here, perhaps the 2 parties could cooperate. As for who this force would end up in, it would depend on their own abilities. Cooperate? Feng Ling asked. She naturally knew about the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf. Could the 9 of them fight it? Of course they could. However, the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf in the night was an SS rank force. You might have to treat them as an SSS rank force. They were also a little timid. However, if Morongyu and the rest of the 6 were included, there would definitely be no problem. As for who the boss would end up in, it would depend on their own abilities. Sure. Morongyu nodded and said. Then let's cooperate. As for what will happen after we enter, who will end up in the hands of the boss, who will kill it, and who will take the monster crystal, it will all depend on our own abilities. But there is one thing that I hope we can all agree on. This battle is very dangerous for all of us. I hope that after we enter, Our first priority is to defeat the opponent and not to fight for the monster crystal and give the opponent an opportunity to take advantage of us. It might even lead to a tragedy. We are the opponents, but they are the enemies. Feng Ling looked at Murong Yu and the rest and said, "Sure." Actually, from her words, one could already tell that Feng Ling was definitely a very righteous person. It was just that she had been bullied by Lin Xian and was spoiled rotten. However, her morals were indeed very righteous. In the face of major issues, she was still very sensible. The 15 of them were divided into 2 parties. Then, they walked together towards the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf's territory. "Leader, there are more than 10 humans rushing towards our territory." Inside the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf's territory, a group of people rushed in front of a man. The man had a head of silver hair and looked quite handsome. The main thing was that every one of them in human form had a head of silver hair. Humans! The Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf's leader narrowed his eyes. It had been a few days, so he naturally knew what the humans had been doing recently. He also knew that the humans would definitely attack the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf tribe. To be precise, they were not the first batch. Before them, there were already 2 batches. One batch was discovered and then ran away. The other batch fought for a while and killed a few weaker Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves. When they couldn't win, they ran away. What a bunch of cowards, a motley crew. The previous 2 batches were like this. How dare this batch attack my Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf clan? Furthermore, it's still night time. A bunch of trash who don't care about their lives actually dared to come to my Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf clan's territory at night. Prepare the formation. This time, they will not return. Yes. Everyone, gather at the front and get ready for battle. Yes. Although the leader's words sounded tough, the latter part of his words made everyone gather together. In fact, it also showed that he was quite cautious. Outside the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf's territory, Murong Yu and the other 15 people stood there. In front of them were over 100 Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf's wolves and over 100 Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf's experts who had already transformed into human form. Those who had transformed into human form were basically domain realm cultivators. Domain realm cultivators were not strong to them, but heavenly venerables were not weak. They had fought quite a number of SS rank forces, so they had a rough idea of how big an SS rank force was. They had about 20 to 30 heavenly venerables, ranging from 1 star to 10 stars. As for virtuous realm experts, they had at least 2. However, what they wanted was the highest grade Great Virtual Realm Demon Crystal. The Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf's combat strength increased greatly at night. Therefore, it was not wrong to regard them as an SSS rank faction. At this moment, the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves were looking at them with shining eyes. They were really emitting a scorching light. Wolves could be considered a race that had a greater desire for the opposite sex. Which one of Murong Yu's group wasn't a top-grade beauty? When this group of beauties appeared together in the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf's territory, they felt that these people were courting death. The only problem left was the distribution of these beauties. That's right, they were already considering the distribution of Murong Yu's group of beauties. The leader and deputy leader of the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf's group walked out. When they saw Murong Yu's group of beauties, they were stunned for a moment and then sneered. Wow, this human gave us such a big gift. The leader of the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf could not help but lick his lips. Open the formation, quickly open the formation. His subconscious reaction was to not let these people escape. They must not escape. He had lived in this place for his entire life and had never seen such beautiful women. At most, he would go to the human world to catch a few to play with, but most of them could only be said to be good-looking. As for these girls, they were more than just good-looking. It seems that demons are the same as humans. Feng Ling stretched out her hand, and her sword appeared in her palm. Whoosh! A large formation appeared around them. Simply put, this was a barrier that completely trapped them inside. As for its strength, they did not know for now. But they did not panic. 3 spatial attributes were here, and since they were here, and they were even working together, they did not plan to run, and there was no need to run. It was a bit dangerous for one team to fight, but with two teams working together, it was really much easier. Then what's there to say? Let's fight. Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf. What a joke. Duan Ling Xiao and the others then took out their spirit weapons. A group of heavenly venerables? They originally thought that this group of people was very powerful. Why? At first, they thought that these people were ignorant and did not know that they were Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves. But just now, someone said that they were Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves, and now they still did not run? Did they not know how much the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf's combat strength increased at night? Therefore, they thought that they might have a very powerful Great Void stage, but when they released their auras, all 15 of them were Heavenly Venerables, and the strongest was only a 9-star Heavenly Venerables. They were completely relieved. The gap between the Heavenly Venerables and the Great Void stage was not small. Most importantly, it was now night, and they were not ordinary Great Void stage. Although more than 10 7-star, 8-star, and 9-star Heavenly Venerables were indeed a bit scary, they were now at night, and they had the Great Void stage. Everyone, listen up. Don't kill these women. Leave them alive. As for the other men, kill them. The Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf leader licked his lips and said, "Yes." Then, dozens of figures rushed at them at the same time. These people were just sending themselves to their deaths. They were tools used by the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf tribe to test their strength. Let's do it. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Then, 15 people rushed forward in unison. Chapter 1359. There were 15 of them, but they were also divided into two teams. Morong Yu's team of 6 had a very high tacit understanding. At the same time, after a few days of practice, Feng Ling's team also had some tacit understanding. It might not be a good thing to mix them up. Law of Destruction. Morong Yu was merciless. First, the Law of Destruction could easily deal with these domain lords, Heavenly Venerables, and even a large number of Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves below the domain realm. Even if they would become stronger, with an absolute realm, the Law of Destruction was simply an invincible existence. Second, although they were teammates with Feng Ling's team now, they were not on the same side. With so many monsters, it would be best for them to keep the experience. That was their own realm. Why should they give it to others? Here, killing these, Morong Yu did not spend too much spiritual power. Plop, the dozens of Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves that rushed over instantly died. On the other side, Feng Ling's team was facing dozens of Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves with ease, but they were not as brainless as Morong Yu's team. What? Seeing this scene, the other Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves that did not rush over were dumbfounded. What kind of King power was this? Why was it gone? There were also Heavenly Venerables. Why was it gone just like that? Feng Ling and the others glanced at them. They were helpless. This was one of the reasons why the 6 of them could persist and not let them close the distance. This Law of Destruction was simply too brainless. Crescent Heavenly Charge. After seeing this scene, Feng Ling did not show any weakness. She gathered her strength and suddenly slashed at the large number of Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves in front of her. A white crescent rushed over. Law of Creation. In an instant, the white crescent that looked like it was only 3 to 4 meters long instantly expanded to more than 20 meters. Wherever it went, not a single blade of grass was left. Boom, when the dust settled, the nearly 100 Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves that rushed over were all killed easily. However, these Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves were very weak. Most of them were low realm, and there were not many Heavenly Venerables. Although there were many of them, it was reasonable for them to easily deal with them. Although it was night time, these Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves' cultivation levels were too low. No matter how strong they were no match for them. However, these Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves were nothing more than ghosts sent to test their strength. These people were not simple. They were on a completely different level from the previous 2 batches. All of the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf experts had the same thought. But so what? They were only dealing with the weakest group. The strongest among them were dozens of Celestial Venerables and 2 higher Void Cultivators. Now that it was night time, how could they fight? Everyone, listen up. The leader of the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf clan shouted. Split into 2 groups. Don't leave them behind. Kill them if you can. Charge with me. The leader shouted. Yes. He had seen their strength and was a little afraid. How could he let these women play with him? He didn't dare to. He was afraid that something would happen. Therefore, if he could stay, he would stay. If he couldn't, then so be it. So, after that, the chief and vice-chief led a total of over 40 Empyrean-level Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves and charged towards the 2 groups. Exine Tong. Ling Ying shouted. Roger. Domain open. Wang Xintong's eyes narrowed. Following that, her aura surged and the 6 people's realm soared, reaching the 10 stars Empyrean realm. Her domain was not as abnormal as Yi Tianyi's. Even if they were at the 9 stars Empyrean realm, the increase of 3 stars should be 1 star of the higher void realm. However, they couldn't break through and could only remain at the 10 stars domain realm. Still, that was a huge increase. Frost bloodline. Han Chushue's eyes bloomed with a blue light. At that moment, she looked a little like Morongyu. Following that, her beautiful hair danced wildly and a terrifying frost energy surged towards the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves charging over. Frost blessing. Xiao Xinyue released her own martial skill. She didn't go up herself but instead used Han Chushue's strength. They already had a tacit understanding of each other. They wouldn't rush up alone to fight for merit or show off. Instead, they were very willing to help each other. This was a team. Boom. The terrifying cold energy instantly froze the 20 or so people who were rushing over. Pang! Several of them were completely frozen, but a dozen of them broke through the ice. In the next moment, the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves released a powerful energy that collided with them. You're courting death. The leader's target was Han Chushue's group of 6. Feng Ling's group was attacking the vice leader. The leader's eyes narrowed and a blood-red energy gathered in his hands, attacking together. Endless dawn. Absolute thunder of the 9th heaven. Morongyu's sky-blue eyes narrowed. Domain, judgment. Pooh! In the next moment, a 10 stars Empyrean Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf spat out a mouthful of blood and fell to the ground, dead. That's right, this was Morongyu's domain. It was a very simple effect. If there was only one opponent in the domain and the opponent's realm was not higher than 5 stars, then in the same realm, in simple terms, if Morongyu was a 1-star Empyrean realm and the opponent was a 5-star Empyrean realm, then after activating the Judgment Domain, a terrifying power would choose that person. There was a 50% chance of instant death, a 30% chance of serious injury, and a 20% chance of nothing happening. What if there were many people? 10 judgment. Pooh! 6 Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves spat out blood. 2 of them were seriously injured, and 4 of them were instantly killed. 4 of them were very lucky to be unharmed. This domain was very powerful, but it could not be used in another realm. For example, if the opponent was in the Great Virtual Realm, then it would not trigger the instant death effect. At most, it would cause serious injury. Furthermore, it would not be too heavy. The leader's eyes narrowed. Moon attraction. Yes. Howl. Following which, their muscles exploded. Their eyes turned blood red, and their strength increased rapidly. Retreat. Morongyu shouted. Following which, the space was released, and the 6 of them disappeared from their original spot. Boom! A 100-meter-wide pit was formed where they were. If this power landed on them, they would definitely die. Space. Damn it! Space. The leader gritted his teeth. Without this space, they would all die. Domain, unlimited assassination. Wu Yuhan stomped her foot, and the entire space turned pitch black. Law, unlimited shadow doppelganger. Swish, swish, swish. Then, 20 doppelgangers of Wu Yuhan appeared. Kill. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Ah! In an instant, Wu Yuhan's doppelgangers turned into black light and shuttled back and forth at an undetectable speed. Blood spurted out from the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves. This won't do. After the enhancement, the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves with slightly higher realms have very strong defenses. They are only suffering from external injuries. Wu Yuhan landed beside them. Dark power ignored defensive spiritual power, but it had no effect on the opponent's physique. I'll do it. Law of Light. Wang Xintong's power erupted. In the next instant, light illuminated the darkness. You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.